Oh, nope. I gotta grab the new link. Oh no, but I closed the old chat. Hang on. Come on. Do what I want. Actually. Okay. I'm going to spread the new link around as quickly as I can. Please spread it as well if you know somebody who was watching and isn't anymore because of my... I don't know. It looks like my internet just hiccuped and took everything with it. Because like my Discord reset, my web browser shut down. Like yeah, it's no good. Yeah, my Discord's not even wanting to relaunch. Hold on, let me see if I can do this another way. I'll try to do it through my phone real quick. I apologize, guys. We were just about to start playing, too. Ugh. Technical difficulties. Copy link. Go to Discord. Put it all the places. Vatican and the Crucible didn't like what I was about to say. Yeah, right? Right? Freaking GG's trying to censor me. They're not. They're not. Or are they? No. Or
are they?
They're coming for me. No.
You have asked for lore for the last time.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for already posting that for me on the Help from Future Self. I'm adding it back other places. There was a hiccup. There was a hiccup. Alright, I'm gonna... I swear I'm not spamming everybody. There was a problem. It was my whole internet, guys. Everything just... They're teaming up with the Elders to create a dirtbag jerk supergroup. Oh, the Redemption? Yeah, the Agents of House Redemption are like... I don't know. That was weird, though. That was real strange. I'm so sorry, guys. But we're back. We're back, and we're, Oh, hold on. I gotta put the new chat. Hang on one second. Because I gotta do a little bit of a song and dance to get the chat to be the right one, because I had to make a new video. I had to make a new stream, which means that's the wrong chat on screen there, but I can fix it. There's the new one. You're welcome, all 2 people who care. All right. Lord of the Rings Confrontation from GG? I haven't seen that. Is that on the Keyforging website, or is that somewhere else? No, it's not on the Keyforging website. It must be on Ghost Galaxy's main website. Gamefound and their YouTube. Is this a Keyforge related thing, or is it its own thing? Other GG Gamefound project. Okay. $3,000 premium edition Lord of the Rings Confrontation. Is that like a new game? I haven't heard about this at all, guys. This blew right past my radar.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up later. Maybe towards the end of the stream when
Yeah.
we're done with KeyForge stuff.
I'll have to look into it. I don't know anything about it. I haven't heard a thing. Oh, it's a restoration of an old game. Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Might be interested in taking a look at.
Yeah, I'll give it a pass. I mean, Lord of the Rings, like, I like Lord of the Rings as an IP, but I've never been crazy about it.
Yeah.
It's okay. I got no gripes. Just it's never been one of my primaries. Basically, Stratago with Lord of the Rings and a bit that's a bit of an oversimplification, but that's the idea. Okay. I like Stratego. Stratego's good.
Yeah, Stratego's fine.
Forged or unforged, good sir?
Forged.
Forged it is. You will play.
All right.
Lucky. Given my prophecies, that's actually very lucky. Because both of my prophecies would be super easy to pull off if I went first. But if I'm not going first, they might be a little bit harder.
How useful would they be, though?
Well, that depends on what fate effects are in my hand. Which, based on this hand...
Now remind me, using a fate effect is like an action you take? So if I chose to put a fate under my prophecy, that would be my turn?
No. So, on your turn during your play phase, as a thing you can do during your play phase, just like discarding a card, playing a card, using a card, you may activate a prophecy. When you do, you pick one of your inactive prophecies, you put it in the middle of the game board, face up, and you take one of the cards in your hand, and you put it face down underneath the prophecy. It then stays in play until the prophecy is fulfilled, at which point the card underneath is revealed, and your opponent resolves its fate effect.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You have to be a little bit careful because your prophecies can get stuck in play if your opponent never fulfills them.
Right.
So, you can do it after you play a card on your first turn. Yes, it is not. It does not take up your first turn action to put out a prophecy.
Well, I've only got 6 cards. I need one more.
Cheater! Y'all saw it. He's cheating.
Oh, that is an interesting artifact. I didn't read that one because it didn't have a fate on it. But I'm not going to play it right now because I have a wild wormhole.
Awesome! Let's see what your top card is. Bam! Scorpion. Actually, it's Scorpion, which I particularly like.
Yeah. Scorpion.
Hot take, but I think the bigger impact of prophecies is mostly going to be the minor efficiency boost they give and the psychological impact on folks who haven't gotten used to the set. And that one fate that basically skips your turn. At least it doesn't literally skip your turn anymore. I still get my start of turn triggers. I still get my end of turn triggers. I can still use the cards I have. Or no, I can't use the cards I have in play. So I can't use, play, or discard any cards. But I can still get my end of turn triggers. I can still draw. I can still unexhaust. It was worse before. It was much, much worse before.
All right. Well, that was all I got.
Well, there's Scorpion. Fair enough. I'm going to play Logos. And I'm going to play a pair of Captain Shaws. He's elusive with After Reap Steal 1.
That's a weird... That looks like more of a Shadows creature. What is he doing in Logo?
His flavor text is also pretty good.
I assure you, my organs are purely organic.
Note his creature type, his trait.
Robot. Oh, that's... I'm not sure I'm happy with that. Where did he get those organs?
Where did he get those organs? You can... and you can still raise the tide, yeah. Any way to zoom in just a bit?
You probably don't want to touch the camera.
Yeah, maybe. Give me a second. I can sort of do that.
I can move my playmat forward a hair if that would help.
I can zoom in a little, kind of. We're going to lose a little resolution when I do it, because this is the only way I can really do it. Is that any better? Logos doing some stealing in this set. Yeah, is that any better at all there?
Yeah, there were things like cutthroat research,
Yeah.
Information exchange, mostly actions. I
Yeah.
don't know if they've really had. I guess they had Bat Drone. Bat Drone was a steal on a creature. I guess there's been a little bit here and there.
So that's about the most zoom in I can really do, and we lose a little bit of resolution when I do it. But this camera's got like 3 or 4 times the resolution of what I was using before. Sorry. All right, I'm gonna ready my Captain Chaws. Also, the glare is kind of unavoidable. The light is coming from the same direction as the camera. Sorry. I'll draw 2 cards, and I will pass.
Well, this feels like a little bit of a waste, but I think I have to do it because I'm not happy with those guys.
What?
Because right now, this doesn't deal any damage.
He doesn't. He needs disneighbors. Yeah, he needs disneighbors.
I think I'm just going to reap with him for the Amber.
Okay.
And then play 2 Infinity Strops. The first one just deals 2 damage. The second one deals 2 damage.
And then 4. Okay. Okay.
But that also gets me 2 Amber from doing that.
You didn't like him, I guess.
No, that's a pretty powerful card. I mean, 3 power elusive reap. It's not even an action steal one. It's reap steal one.
Yeah.
You're gonna come out way on top with that effect.
You're not wrong. All right. Well, I'm gonna play Logos. I will play ZYX Researcher and archive one of my Captain Chaws.
At least one of them's coming back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I will put Stars Align with a card underneath it.
That's going to happen.
Yeah, it sure is. Then I'm going to end my turn. I'm going to draw 2 cards, and then you'll fulfill the card underneath Stars Align.
Let me see. I am giving my opponent a card. It's the Neotectic Gopher.
Woo! Look at me drawing cards.
All right. And that means this goes back into play and you can just use it again.
Yep, it goes back over there and you can use it again.
Okay, I gotta keep that in mind. These can flow fast and free if you get the right combo of cards.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Used to the glare from Rochester's stream. Sorry.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I got all sorts of interesting things, so I am going to give it a shot. Yep, I'm going to go into Redemption.
Okay.
I'm going to put out a couple nifty artifacts. I got a Tome of Abatement.
Ah, yes.
Each creature loses and cannot gain Elusive, Skirmish, and Taunt.
Okay.
So a lot of your default keywords just kind of go away.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I have the Rack of Redemption. Each turn, after the first mutant creature is destroyed, its owner gains 1.
That's not bad.
Especially considering that when I looked through this deck to see what I had, every single one
of
my redemption creatures is a mutant.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Just making a jab at GG or Malignant. Oh, yeah. I really wonder where should the Prophecy cards be placed. I really think in between both players is the best.
When they're active.
Yeah.
Other than that, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll put out my Fallen Sovereign. I'm not going to fade him up.
Okay.
I've got another dude to go next to him.
Okay.
I guess I could put him over here, but then I'm losing the opportunity to get a Disneighbor over there.
That's true. It would mean Scorpion doesn't work.
Yeah. I'm still holding out hope for Scorpion. And then I got one more thing here. I have a Fate.
Ooh, what does this one do? At the end of your turn, you can change it. And then during my turn, after I play a creature adjacent to a creature of the same house, you fulfill it. Okay.
So if you want to play 2 creatures, you can. They got to be on opposite sides of that Researcher.
I mean,
if you're in Logos, don't play creatures at all. Or if you got 3 creatures to play, well, good luck.
Fair enough.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new cards. I played a lot this turn.
You did.
And that is all I have for now.
Toasted. I need to get something going. So let's...
Play out more creatures.
Probably. I mean, it's a pretty good strategy for me, honestly.
All right, all right.
Yeah, that's not too bad. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to play Sanctum. I'm going to play Chanel the Wise. Each other friendly creature gets +3 power.
Oh, wow.
Then I'm going to play a second one.
Okay, that's a lot of power.
Yep. Then I'm going to play Bring Low. I will... Oh, no, sorry. That's all... Oh, no, that's the wrong time to play that. Oh, no. Do I want to go to the other house then? I read this card wrong. I thought it said capture 5 of your opponent's amber. It says capture all but 5.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
That's a very big difference.
If you want to switch houses.
I might.
Yeah.
Let me think about it.
We're definitely casual here.
Yeah. I think I do want to switch houses. I think I'm going to do Star Alliance instead because it's better. Okay, I'll play Precision Striker. He has Play, Fight, Reap. Discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Put one of the discarded cards on the bottom of your opponent's deck.
Okay. So I get a Vault of Redemption. Ooh, each time a mutant creature is destroyed, draw a card. That's neat. Gift of Amber. That's a good card.
That is a good card.
And one of my Unstable Dales.
We're going to put Vault of Redemption on the bottom.
Vault of Redemption.
And the other 2 go on the discard. Then I'm going to play Reservist Jones. He's got a damage pip. We're going to deal the damage to Fallen Sovereign. He'll take 1. And he has play capture 2 for each of his non-Star Alliance neighbors. So he'll capture 2.
Okay.
Each of his non-Star Alliance neighbors, yeah.
Fair enough.
And then I'm going to put Stars Align back out.
Okay, well, you're going to get that right away.
I will ready, and I will draw 2 cards, and then you will resolve Stars Aligned.
Okay. Purge the bottom card of my deck. Okay, well, I see why you put that one there. My Vault of Redemption is not coming back. It is gone. Alright. And then I gotta go ahead and take my turn. I'm tempted.
See, the problem is I'm doing neat things with the new mechanics, but I'm not really advancing a win right now.
You know what? I think I have a plan. Yep. I'm going to go into Redemption again.
Shock.
I'm going to Fate, because I can do that anytime, right? Or is it
during the play step? So
okay.
At any time during the play
step.
step.
I'll put out my own Stars Aligned.
Okay.
Card under it.
Sure. So that's going to happen unless you play more creatures.
Yeah. And I'm not going to play more creatures. The question is, because I was originally, I'm like, should I blow up one of my creatures? No, I should not blow up one of my creatures. I should just read twice.
Okay.
And pass the turn. I know he's got some of my Amber. I'll probably get it back later.
All right, so Stars Aligned will go off. It's Genetic Strain. Shocked. You'll gain 2.
Okay. Well, that puts me at 7.
It does. Okay, now
Bring Low is a pretty good card.
Yeah, now we play Sanctum for sure. So there's Chanel the Wise. There's Chanel the Wise.
That is so much power.
Yes.
Every friendly creature.
Gains 3.
That's so much power.
Then I'll play the Bring Low.
Oh, I forgot to draw it in the turn.
Which means I capture all but 5 distributed among friendly creatures. So I capture 2 of your Amber, and I can put it on my guys. We'll put one on each Chanel the Wise. Then I'll play Benevolent Charity to move each amber from my creatures to the common supply.
Oh, I won't get any of that back.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that coming. But I haven't seen that card before. I don't think that was a reprint.
It is not a reprint.
Yeah.
And then I will put the early bird out and put a card underneath it. At the end of your turn, if you have more amber than me, we fulfill the early bird.
Well, that is looking kind of likely.
I will then ready and draw 5 cards.
Alright, so this time I could play out 2 more creatures, and you would, then we'd be back to the same number again. You should be ready.
Yes. Gives out extra. You really need a card that gives out extra power. The creatures in this set are wimpy on average. Yeah, I get it. I think we want to take advantage of the new car smell, new mechanics first. I agree. I really am enjoying kind of testing out the new mechanics, even though I realize I'm maybe not doing the most optimal thing. Do you need to go outside, babe? Misty is telling me she's got to go outside, guys. So give me 1 second. I'll let her outside.
I think I know what I'm going to do, but I'll hold off for just a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I see what you mean about giving extra power, but that's a lot of extra power. He's got 2 power guys that are now 5s, 3 power guys that are now 6s.
9s.
Well, yes, because you got 2 of them.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of power. That turns the wimpy guys into the powerhouses against anything but like Saurian.
I thought the whimpering was for my dog. Oh, no, that was Misty. She says hello, everyone. She frequently says hello.
Yeah.
All right.
So
you've got a plan?
Kinda. That'd be a great time for Stars Aligned if I just had a fate card that I wasn't playing. I mean, I could go into the other house instead, but is that better? In some ways, it's better. Chanel the Wise powering up its other Chanel the Wise is a little too much. I guess I am going to go into the other house, even though I'm not going to be able to do anything miraculous. I think it's something.
Okay.
So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to get out Stars Line because I do plan to put out a couple critters, and I think it's going to work out. Yep. So that'll be a fate under Stars Aligned.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put out a dark minion.
Okay.
And a dark minion of a damage pip.
Ooh.
And I will put out a damage on one of the Chanel the Wise here.
Okay.
And then this is an interesting card. I've got Hamstrung.
Yes.
I get an amber for playing it. I'm going to discard the top card of my opponent's deck, and if it's a creature, it's Purge.
Foreseer. He is a creature.
All right.
He has play after reap. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put 1 in your hand.
All right. So I've done away with him. Now my Scorpion can now deal more damage.
He can
so
deal
I
2.
guess I'm going to deal 2 damage to your Chanel the Wise and try to set things up so that if I can get rid of, I'm going to try to get rid of.
I see what you're going for.
But not this turn.
Okay.
This turn I did set up a good Stars Line. Oh, and one more thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you've got every house represented in play now, there's a good chance you're going to want to reap with something.
Okay.
So I might as well get that going.
All right.
Because I don't think you're nearly as incentivized to play out more creatures, and if you're playing anything but Sanctum, you're probably not going to put them
Yeah.
next to each other.
Okay.
So maybe this won't happen, but I feel like the odds are a little better.
So you draw up.
Yep, I do draw up 4 new cards. That is another thing about Fates. It gets an extra card out of your hand.
And then you'll fulfill the early bird. The card underneath it.
Stars aligned?
The early bird.
Oh, because that happens before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's at the end of your turn that the early bird happens.
Destroy a friendly artifact. Oh, is that my choice?
You choose which of your artifacts.
Turn. I think I'm going to get rid of the Tome. I think I like the Rack of Redemption. It hasn't worked yet, but my entire board is mutants, so it's gotta happen, right?
You'd think so. Alright, so Clark goes to discard.
Oh, and I am checking for 7 for my first key.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's one thing I've been doing better.
You've been generating way faster, for sure.
Yeah.
Alright, so your stars aligned will go off. You'll draw a card.
Alright. Not so bad.
Not so bad. Okay, so looking at what I've got and what my options are. Especially because you chose the one I thought you were going to choose. I'm going to pick up my archive and I'm going to play Logos. Because there's Captain Shaw and he now has 9 power and elusive.
Yeah, okay, that's a thing.
Yeah. Do I want to play that? Do I want to play that? Kind of no. That is an interesting problem to have. I think I don't want to play that. So I will put it under... Oops, sorry. Put it under the early bird again.
Okay. You're expecting to still have more? Or
I'm expecting you'll still have more.
Yeah, I guess if I gain Annie Amber during my turn after you don't stop the Forge, probably be... Yeah, I guess it's a possibility.
And then my really beefy ZYX researcher is gonna...
Find whatever the heck you want.
Kill Scorpion.
Not my Scorpion.
Yeah. Because why not?
My only fake mutant. Now all I have is real mutant.
I can fight like anything. And then I'll end my turn with an Archon's callback to draw 5.
That's a good one. All right.
But I don't stop your Forge, and I don't even get really close to my own check. I'm really not advancing towards a win, but...
All right.
I don't know. I'm playing around with the new stuff, and I feel pretty good about that.
Oh, he was a mutant when he died. He turned after the fused mutant creatures destroyed.
Uh-huh. So that means you now have 2.
At the end.
At the end of your turn.
So I gotta finish my turn.
If you lose some amber before the end of your turn...
Probably not. I'm probably gonna try to gain.
Are you sure?
No, I might not gain any, but I've still got enough, I guess, for you to be happy with it. Well, this is an interesting one.
It's a handful of cards.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely going Logos. I just got to decide what order to play these in. It's actually kind of complicated.
That's fair.
I'm going to put out a Hazard Zerp.
Okay.
Cyborg Scientist 2 power play effect. Deal 3 to a creature. If that creature is destroyed, draw cards. I'm going to...
Yeah, there goes one of the Schnells.
Actually, yeah, that's enough because
that's enough.
Other.
Yep. Yeah.
And so that will take... I know, I guess the researcher's fine for now. But I do draw a card.
No, he's still alive.
Yep, so that guy...
He's hanging on.
...did his thing. And then...
Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Stopped playing nearly as many trap cards because they're generally too slow. I understand that that feeling flightless. My deck might be its own board wiper, but not be effective to really generate a lot of amber. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just playing it silly because I'm just kind of feeling out the mechanics. You know, I think I'm maybe just not playing super seriously.
I'm also going to put out Designer Crick.
Yeah, when I discard cards, he captures.
Yeah, that's a really neat one. I'm not surprised it's a rare. It's a really neat card.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's
now good. That I killed one of your things died. Oh no.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. What do I do now?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess maybe I just play a card.
I don't think you can align the stars anymore.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Not right now, anyway. Yeah, I keep ending up with more creatures than you, which is kind of good, but kind of makes your stars align work real well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just play it instead.
So you do have to discard a card. That is not optional.
So I'll pick one of these out-of-house cards and just not sure which one yet. This one's got a scrap effect. Maybe he'll get rid of that one. Sure, why not? Let's fully heal each friendly mutant creature.
Okay.
And then if you have no cards, then you gain one. Well, unfortunately, I do have cards.
Well,
maybe that's not unfortunate. And then I actually have my own Archons callback, so I'm gonna reassemble my discard pile, not have two of them, and then draw 5 cards.
Okay. Fair enough. And then resolve the early bird.
Yes. That could be anything.
It could.
It's there. You get another card.
It's a gopher. Look at me drawing cards.
Well, that's a lot of cards after a Archon's callback. You've got a mitt full now.
I do. I do have a mitt full now. I'm actually pretty okay with it. Okay, so let's see.
But we're both assembling some pretty scary board states. You've got a lot of power. Well, a little less, but still a lot. I've got everything else.
Everything else.
We need to have steel. Reap steel is pretty good.
It's not bad. Okay, so not that. Yeah, so that's a split chance. That could be either of those things. What if I do this thing instead? Less good? Not terrible, but less good.
Let me check on her quick and make sure she's not stuck in the bushes again.
You have 7, so I can play 2 and we'd still be tied. Ooh.
She's over there. But I think she's just barking something on the other side of the fence.
I am really not sure what to do here.
So many cards, you can't do anything, huh?
I mean, I can do stuff. It's just like, is it good stuff? Right? That's always the problem. I think I'm going to play this turn because it's the one that gives me the most amber. So, like, yeah, right. That's probably the thing to do, right? We're just going to see. I'll wait to see what Overreach does, actually. I'll play some other stuff first, and then we'll see after I do some other things.
All right.
I'm going to play Spade Teller. I'm going to say that the top card of my deck is a Logos card. Then I'm going to discard the top card of my deck. If it is a Logos card, I gain 1. Hey, my third Captain Shaw.
Dang.
I know. Then I'm going to play Sillator.
Should have left it on the other side. Nah, you could have just played it over there.
Yeah. I'm going to play 2 refits that do nothing but gain me 3 amber.
Well, that's still a lot of amber.
It is still a lot of amber. We're gonna be happy about that part of it at the very least. Oh, that's what he does, right? I think
the scariest thing on my board is probably Crick, and that's only if you're discarding.
I'm gonna play Strategic Feint.
Well, okay.
That'll gain me 1. I'll capture both of your amber. We'll put one here and one there. Then I'll deal 1 damage to Fallen Sovereign and exhaust him, and 1 damage to Research Smoko and exhaust him. Choose 2 creatures, deal 1 damage, exhaust them.
Wow. That's... Whew. You said Research Smoko?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
1, 2, 3,
You really
4,
think
5,
I'm going
6,
into
7.
redemption?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nah, it's just killing both of them sucks for me, and I don't think their effects are all that frightening.
Okay.
I'm more worried about you getting value off of the rack.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Then I'll Reap with Precision... Oh, no, not yet. Yes. I'll Reap with Precision Striker after they reap, so I get to resolve my stuff first.
Yeah, well, it's both of them are after
Right.
reap, so I think it's your choice.
I will resolve mine first. You're going to discard the top 3 cards of your deck, and then I'm going to pick 1 to put on the bottom of your deck.
Stable Dale, Traumatic Echo, and Genetic Strain.
We're going to put Traumatic Echo on the bottom of your deck.
Okay. It's not very far away. I might get to that pretty quickly.
You might. Okay, now we resolve the fate under Overreach. It's Genetic Strain. Look at you gaining 2 amber. And then you get Overreach back.
Yep.
Then I'll Reap with Reservist Jones. And then I will put out Stars Align and put a card under it.
Did you manage to match it up again?
7 and 7.
Ah, you're too good at that.
I will check at 8 and draw 2.
All I can do is go too high. So I guess that happens like right away.
It does, yeah, right away.
And these guys aren't going to ready, so let's see what we got. Purge the bottom card of my deck. Oh, I've seen this one before. There goes my Traumatic Echo. Oh boy. What do I do now? Got my prophecies back, but is that going to help me?
Who knows? I got to check though.
Yeah.
Feel fairly accomplished about that. And I got to draw a card, which I wasn't sure I'd get to do.
It's not ideal, but I think I'm going to go into logos. Yeah, it's definitely not ideal.
No Skyborn in this set. I don't have to worry about my key colors.
Yeah.
One less thing to think about. Because we all know my brain hurts when I have to think about more than 2 things.
Your Starlines is the scary ones, but I think I'm going to have Designer Crick go into Channel the Wise and finally get rid of
all that power boost.
Yeah, and I've got armor to absorb that hit.
Yep.
This is only going to slow you down a bit, but it kind of helps. I'll play Reassembly Required, and I'm going to put Cha into Owner's Archive.
Okay.
So I get that amber back. Got one for playing it.
Yeah.
And no steal immediately on the horizon. I guess there's no point in not putting out yet another dude.
It potentially makes it harder for me to match you.
Potentially. And then I've got... Oh, he fell away.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because Schnell's gone.
Yeah. Got so many after fight, after reap, after whatever things. top 3 cards. That's the one that keeps messing with my fates.
He does.
EMA ready, non-robot for each of his non-Starlines.
For each of his Starlines neighbors.
Okay, that's pretty darn good.
It's not bad.
But right now I'd have to sacrifice something to get rid of it. Which maybe isn't the end of the world either. Choose a house, discard a top card of your deck, and it belongs to the chosen house. Okay, that's not terrible either. I don't think I like this robot booster, or non-robot booster guy, so I'm going to trade Zerp. Actually, no, none of mine are mutants, so it doesn't matter what I trade. I was thinking if I could trade a mutant, it would benefit me from the rack, but no option for that. So I'll keep the guy with the reap effect. That way, when I reap here, I can discard a card, which will lessen my hand a little bit. No scrap effects. What am I going to get rid of? I think I'm going to pitch a research Snoko. Excuse me.
It's all good.
Let's see. I feel like there's a good chance you're going to want to call Star Alliance because there's 3 of them out there. And if you want to play a Star Alliance creature, you'd have to trigger this.
Okay.
Which, maybe that isn't how this is about to go down, but I think it might be worth.
I feel like there was a much better chance when I had Facilitate, but now that I don't...
I don't know if I'm willing to trade 5 Amber for that.
Whatever you're going to get. That's fair.
So I will put down this one with heads I win, and let me double check that I don't... You're not about to reshuffle quite yet. I can't force it with the other side of that thing. That's alright. I got down to 4 cards in hand. I'll draw 2. And I'll ready up my redemption. I'm finally redeeming myself again. Although, unfortunately, I did absolutely nothing to stop your forge. So you are 100% just forging.
Yay! I forged a key. Maybe the only one I get.
Yeah.
Remember, the prophecies are just pretty art. They can't hurt you. Just forget about them. Fate isn't real. No, I think they're kind of neat. I'm enjoying getting
honestly, I think the most valuable use of them so far is just getting a card out of my hands from out of house so I can draw another card. That's actually pretty useful.
That's not a bad use.
Yeah. I mean, the trick is I don't want to stuck out here forever.
Yeah.
So I do have to kind of put my opponent in a position where... So what house you call it?
Oh, it's probably going to be Star Alliance. Because,
Right.
I mean, it's still a really good house at the moment.
All right.
I'm just thinking it all the way through.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then...
Do you have an archive at the moment?
Yes.
Okay.
You put it there.
Yeah, I guess I did, didn't I? My bad.
Huh. I am exactly split. Oh, not quite exactly. Okay.
Oh, you were thinking that you couldn't tell what was in your deck?
I know what it is, but it's almost a completely even divide. This is probably still the best thing I can do. It feels kind of not good, but I'm going to play Star Alliance. I'm going to reap with Spade. Fireworks. Why? I'm going to say my top card is...
The July is less than a month away.
That's so... Okay.
That's what people do.
I'm going to say my top card is Sanctum. Hey! Oh, I also could have said Star Alliance, and it still would have worked. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. I'll reap with the Precision Striker. I'll make you discard that card and then put it back.
This card?
Yeah. Because discard the top 3, and you only have 1, and then I choose one of the 3, and I put it on the bottom of your deck.
Apparently I have my own Captain Chop.
There he is. We both know what he is.
Yeah.
Aren't we excited? I will reap with Reservist Jones. I will play a refit for the Amber. I will play a new Facilitate, activating heads I win.
Alright.
A friendly creature captures 2 from its own side. Oh, that is unfortunate.
So you can put that anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Because it is your turn.
It is. Let me think
While
about...
you're thinking about that, I will put this back over here.
Yeah. That is a bummer. Can't really be helped. We'll just put it there.
Alright. Gonna make me go all in on that guy.
He's already a target. Might as well just...
Finish the job.
Uh-huh. What's the other side of this? No. What's the other side of this?
Let me just double check. 3 power.
I'm going to put a card under the early bird.
Ooh.
And say that you plan to gain at least 1 amber.
Okay.
And then I'll draw 3.
Plan to gain amber, do I?
I suspect you might. Seriously, what?
Well, they're not going to set up just 1 firework. What fun would that be?
I guess.
I have a fun thing.
Oh, bye, dude. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah.
Rejoin later. Okay. I'm just saying I wouldn't stress too much about the prophecies. As one of my favorite video game villains once said, if it's something that can be stopped, then just try and stop it. I mean, fair enough. I'm not too worried about them, but that parasitic arachnoid did just mess me up. I was about to check. And then I didn't.
I'm going to go into this. I think I can do nifty things in this.
Fair enough.
One of the niftiest of them is I can swing a dark minion into Reservist Jones.
Yeah, and then all my creatures will have 1 damage. 2 for Reservist Jones.
Yep. And then I can do it again, and your entire board dies.
Correct. And you'll get these 3 amber.
And I've got 2 of it right here, so I will take that 3rd.
Watch out.
Then, so I guess I did gain some amber that turn.
You did. You actually gained 1 more because one of those was a mutant when it died.
Good call. Actually, they were both mutants all the time.
No, that's fair. But you
But,
don't get it
yes,
for the first one.
Fair enough.
You don't get it for both.
So now, the early bird's gonna go off. What can I set up for you?
Single firework can be a lot of fun if it goes off in the right place. Or the wrong place? Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha.
Can you give me a count of your draw pile? Library? Whatever you
4
want.
cards remain.
4 cards. Well, that's gonna happen sooner or later. But is it worth it? You could play like 4 cards all at once, and I guess you'd have to play 5.
I would.
I think it might be worth it. Oh, I gotta put this face down so you don't know what it is. Oops, wrong one.
Expect the unexpected. Alright.
And I'm in dis, so I should probably play out some critters and junk.
Oh, my goodness. More things to do.
Yeah. I will put out a Pied Viper. Actually, no, I'll put it over here. But yes, you can read it. Sorry.
More enemy creatures than friendly creatures. I mean, okay. So that's pretty much never going to happen.
Yeah. It's pretty scary if it does. Gain control.
But like...
But who's going to reap with that guy at the board? They're just going to fight. Rather than give you control of their creature.
Yeah. And he doesn't do much.
Yeah. And I got a Chasm Vespid as well, which is kind of interesting.
He's interesting, but he doesn't really do much.
And then here's the more interesting bit. I'm going to play out a Traumatic Echo.
Yeah, I purged one of those on purpose.
Yeah. Well, the other one's stuck around.
No!
And it's gonna do something.
So wait a minute. Your plan is to force me to not play a card type, but also expect me to shuffle?
Eventually. I'm okay if that's out there a couple turns.
Okay. Just making sure I understand what the plan is.
Yeah, it's a great plan. Infallible.
It's synergistic.
Unfortunately, I want to get rid of a creature because you have no board, and that's funny.
Yeah.
If you can't play more.
Yeah.
It's like the whole, what's the discard? Life Web?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I'm playing Life Web. Dramatic Life Web.
Dramatic life web.
Trouble is, what do I get rid of? Some of these are pretty good cards. I guess Reacher's Smoko might be the least of them.
Okay.
So I guess he's purged.
And I can't play creatures? Huh.
And then I will draw 4 new cards, which does require me to shuffle. But no, after that. After that.
You draw first, yep. Huh. Can't play creatures, huh?
Yep. And I'm checking at 9. So
Yeah.
you're probably just going to try to deal with that somehow. Or not. It's up to you.
Is it? Gosh. Thank you. I'm so glad to be given a choice in these things. Wow. Bam.
Alright, 3 more critters for me. Well,
Maybe critters. And then the early bird goes off.
That doesn't even have a fate effect.
Correct. It just goes to my discard pile.
I didn't even know that was an option. I
It
could have
totally
done this
is.
very differently.
It's completely an option.
All right, I will have to remember that. Thank you.
I can bluff.
You have given me the tools with which to bluff myself.
Yes. I'll play Star Alliance and play the only thing I can. It's a future booster.
Hooray!
Draw a card and pass.
Free key. Well, not free. I did have to pay for it.
Hooray! You didn't get a free key.
I kind of got a free key.
I mean, I check at 6, so I guess I'm looking for my second one, so that's something.
Yeah. Anyone else is something? I'm gonna go dis.
Okie doke.
This guy is gonna finish off my research Smoko, who is a mutant, so I will gain 1.
Okay.
And I get to archive the top card of my deck. Ooh, interesting. Then I'm in House Dis.
Yes.
I'm gonna reap twice.
Makes sense.
Then I'm in House Dis. I'm gonna play Gift of Amber. I wanted to sacrifice a mutant so I could, but I accidentally did that early. So that's pretty good. Skirmish slash attack 1. Yeah, it's not. It's good, but it's not like amazing. It's just good. I don't want to get rid of my sovereign. He's well positioned right now. Turning people into mutants.
Yeah, he is doing that.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the Chasm Vested, which will get me 1, and I got to get rid of 1 more if I want the full value.
That's true.
And
choose not to decide. You still made a choice. That's true. Pied Viper seems like it could be a liability if you're not careful.
The Neotactic Gopher actually seems like the weakest option. So I will.
He's not incredible.
Yeah, I mean he's all right. I'm not gonna say he's bad, but he's not the best.
Fair enough.
So I got rid of all of that to say check at 9 for my final key.
I will forge my second one. And I have no way of stopping your forge, but I'm going to play out the best turn I can anyway, which is actually going to be a Sanctum turn. I'll start with Dame Margaret. She gets +2 power for each forged key you have and has deploy and taunt.
Hey, okay.
Then I'll play Burning Glare and I'll stun each mutant creature. This is another card that was in stun.
Oh.
This is another card that was in Redemption and now made its way back into Sanctum.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
'Cause that's 100% more along the lines of what Redemption split off to do.
Absolutely, yes. And now they put it back into Sanctum.
Huh.
Because they're wanting Sanctum to hate Redemption, and Redemption has mutants, which means the mutant hate has to go into Sanctum so that Sanctum can hate Redemption. But
how is that any?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So Redemption hates mutants, but also has mutants, and Sanctum hates mutants, but doesn't have mutants.
Yeah.
This lore is a little sketchy.
Yep. It has a capture pip on it, so we'll capture one of the Dame Margaret. Oh, that's Amber in my pool, but that should be over here because this is my deck. Then I'll play a Brigadier Olms, who gets +2 armor for each Sanctum neighbor.
Okay.
Then I'll play Brigadier Olms, who gets +2 armor for each Sanctum neighbor.
Hey.
Then I'll play the Vault Keeper.
Okay. Can't steal.
Yep, but that's it. That's all I got. And in fact, before you win, this goes off.
Oh, because you are shuffling?
Because I will have to shuffle, yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't do anything.
It removes all your wards.
All my none wards?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the guy that I sacrificed for. It's like, I really want to get this out of my hand. But it's like, what card do I put there? It's got to be something with a fade effect, right? No. Apparently not.
This is the closest thing this deck has to a board wipe, and so it's pretty much my only way of resetting once you get ahead of me in creatures.
Huh.
But it's in 2 houses, so that helps.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like either one of those could be pretty strong depending on how you get it set up.
This is terrible.
The fate?
Yeah, that's garbage. Because you, as the opponent, get to choose where each instance of that 2 damage goes. That might as well just say destroy a creature.
Fair enough.
Because, I mean, that's all it will ever do.
Alright.
No, this fate effect, the fate effect on Greedy Reprisal is trash. It is complete and utter garbage.
I didn't think about the whole, your opponent gets to decide where it goes thing. That is a deal breaker.
Yeah. Even if I've got a lot of armor on my Sanctum creatures or on my board in general, all it's ever going to do is kill 1 creature. At best.
Yeah.
And at worst, it won't even do that because my opponent will pick something that will survive. Like, it's just complete garbage. GG! Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for that first game. I want to do a Crucible Clash if you're feeling up to it.
I am, but I was saying earlier, I think I'm out of usable sleeves. Let me look around and see what I got. But I
don't think I have any more right now either.
Alright. Well, I might be able to de-sleeve something else, but that would take a minute. Or I might have just barely enough in a weird color that I don't normally use.
Actually, I've got some more penny sleeves, but I think I'm still basically just covering myself.
Okay.
I don't think I've got 2 decks worth.
Probably not. Let me,
No, at worst, it triggers a ton of their destroyed effects. That's also true. Actually, the worst thing it can do is not fail to destroy something. It's destroy something your opponent wanted to kill for their value.
Right.
I think I have a theory, but it's too convoluted, and it gives too much credit to GG for coming up with the Sanctum Redemption thing. Yeah, I was at their Q&A where they talked about that Redemption was kind of just a spontaneous brainchild, which I figured was the case. And that's fine. I've got nothing against things that are just sort of a spontaneous creation in the moment. In fact, a lot of those can be a lot of fun. But,
I think this probably is enough sleeves for a KeyForge deck.
But, you really should follow through with the idea. And I think that their follow-through leaves something to be desired. Pretty heavily, actually. Circle of Change would have been a much better mutant-focused house. Circle of Change. Oh, you mean like a house that just actually is mutants? And, their whole thing is that they just are mutants? I mean, I don't hate that, because that would give Dark Queen Gloriana something to do. Because she's not going to join Redemption. There's just no way. I don't know. I think the idea was really good, and the execution is either really good and they just haven't revealed the twist yet, or very sloppy. And I don't want to throw shade at GG, because I know they work really, really hard, and they've got a lot of stuff on their plate, and they're doing their best. They're great guys doing their best. But if you forced me to pick, do I think that this was them big brain energy creating 3D chess narrative that's going to pay off in some incredible way that I didn't see coming? Or they just are being kind of sloppy with the lore? I pretty much would have to pick that they're just kind of being sloppy with the lore. My simplistic view is that Sanctum and Redemption are one and the same. I think that's possible. I have an alternate theory based on one of the cards that's in Redemption in this set. They put Rogue Ogre in Redemption. Yeah, they did. I saw that too. He's a mutant. He's just not a Dark Amber mutant, which is weird. They just don't want the public to know. That's also possible. I have a theory based on, what is the name of that card? Namel's Confession? So Namel's Confession is a new card in Redemption. It's an action that says destroy a friendly creature, gain amber equal to half that creature's power. And it shows a letter with the Redemption seal on it. And my theory is that House Redemption... My theory is that House Redemption does not at all have the goals that we've been told. Like, their goal is not actually to destroy all of the mutants of the Crucible. That, in fact, they are, like, tainted by the Dark Amber Vault. That proximity to it has twisted them and mutated their very concepts and minds. And that they are, in fact, trying to spread mutation throughout the Crucible and revive the Dark Amber mutants as a viable force, not wipe them out. And that Namel's Confession is a confession from a high-ranking member of Redemption who knows what's going on, who was killed for his knowledge. Now, unfortunately, that card has no flavor text at all. So...
pure speculation.
So it is pure speculation based on its effect and its art and its name and the general vibe that it gives off. But... no, I agree. That would be kind of a cool idea, that they've, like, literally been polluted by exposure to Dark Amber and the Dark Amber Vault itself. And yeah, maybe they're even actually trying to reopen it. But they just don't tell everybody in the group. Only the higher-ups know about it, and everybody else just thinks that, they're on a great crusade to purge or heal people who've been infected. And they're just...
purge and or heal.
Yeah.
You can do both.
I mean, there have been a couple of cards in Redemption that imply that they're working on a cure, but, like, not very hard? I don't know. Redemption is confusing, and I'm gonna do my Houses of the Crucible Redemption, but...
anything could happen.
But, like, I'm gonna do that video, and I feel like a lot of that video is gonna be me being like, if I base my theory on just the cards themselves, then I don't know what this house is about, and I have a hard time telling you. If I am allowed to speculate beyond what the cards and the lore blurbs I've been given tell me, maybe I can come up with something kind of interesting. But if you just say, nope, you gotta take the lore that we've been given as rote, and you can only use the card arts, names, and flavor text of cards that are in those houses to figure it out, that's going to be tough. Also, one of the things that's really frustrating about Redemption is several of the cards they've taken from other houses have flavor text. Does that flavor text still apply now that it's a Redemption card? Or was it only applicable to its original house? Do you know what I mean? Like, is that flavor text descriptive of Redemption? Was it meant to be descriptive of Redemption? Did they choose those cards realizing that the flavor text of those cards would now apply to a new house? Or not? And if they didn't, then why not take the flavor text off of them? But that would be making a change to the card, and as we've established, you can't just rename a card and give it new art for some reason, even though they've done that before. I don't know. I have gripes about the rollout of Redemption, and this is the thing, right? When Redemption was first revealed, everybody was like, what do you think about it? What do you think about it? What do you think about it? And I kept saying, I want to wait and see Prophetic Visions. I want to see once they're in a mainline set with a full set of new cards, and I'll see what I think then. Because it just felt like 12 original cards total in Tokens of Change, with 4 of them being tokens, was just not enough to really know what Redemption was going to end up looking like as a house, to like know its identity, you know? This is why I said we're giving GG/FFG too much credit. Maybe. I'm glad cards are still getting flavor text, but some of the flavor in this set seems kind of bland, but maybe there are references going over my head. Some of them are references. I have a 4th rant about Redemption. I mentioned this one earlier. I was looking through all the new cards, and I was looking to see where all the flavor text is, because I have a lore picks video that I'm going to do. I'm going to do lore picks Prophetic Visions. So I was looking at all the lore stuff to see what I wanted to talk about. And this set has a decent amount of new flavor text on Redemption cards. Everybody else didn't get very much. Like, Untamed got 3 cards, 3 new cards total, that had flavor text.
Uh-oh.
And like, oh yeah, you're going to want to keep those with your deck.
Yeah.
They are part of the deck. And so like, the flavor text is, I feel like they put a bunch of flavor text on Redemption cards to target me specifically, but they took that away from all the other houses, kind of hoping I wouldn't notice. I noticed. I found it. I don't know. I read all of the cards, GG. I read all of them, not just the ones from new exciting houses. Like,
just in case whoever was asking about different burger tokens deck box sizes still around, this is a 43S, the slightly larger size, filled with Dragon Shield sleeved cards, and it's pretty full. You don't have much wiggle room there. So if you're looking for the right size, I think this is it if you're using a heavier duty sleeve.
so Crucible Clash is a set that interests me because I like the idea of Rip It and Grip It sealed, which is what this was originally supposed to be for. I like the Archon powers as a concept. I've seen a few of them, and they look kind of interesting and very, very potent.
I don't know any of them. So.
They are very potent. They are game-warpingly potent, which is why they're not legal in Archon. If you play them...
From what you've seen so far, do you think it's going to be a problem that it's legal without that card in others?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Most of its reprints, it's got a handful of new cards total. Most of the new cards are... like, they added a couple of recruiters to the houses that didn't have one, so that house pips would be spread throughout.
Okay.
I think there's, like, less than 12 new cards per house. I think it's, like, 8 new cards per house.
So it's not game warping.
I don't think so. I think Crucible Clash is going to be fun and sealed, and an enjoyable experience.
So did you want to try to do this pretty blind?
I did. Okay. I do. Okay. This set, I've not looked at every single card. I've not seen the whole card list. I've just seen some of it. Alright. So, like, I have, like, a broad idea of some of the things. But one card got sent to me. My buddy Amber Meades saw one of the cards in Crucible Clash and sent me a screenshot of it on Discord and was like, I cannot wait to see what you have to say about this card. And so I've been thinking about it kind of nonstop ever since he showed it to me. And I have thoughts, but... Oh, he said, Dave says, Odin, you will know two Archon powers very well very soon.
Oh, no.
They are game warping. But, like, I think in a fun way, especially if you're just playing, like Rip It and Grip It sealed, you know? Okay, so they are on the back of the reminder card. Mine is Deluge of Power. For each artifact gains action, gain 2, archive this card.
What?
Friendly artifacts, mine only.
Okay, that is 100% game warping, especially if they built your deck to take advantage of that with more artifacts than normal.
They have.
Oh, God.
They confirmed that these are not randomly selected. They are procedurally generated as part of deck creation.
Oh, no.
Yes. I'm trying to stay mostly surprised for Clash, so I'm half paying attention. That's totally fair.
So those clear sleeves, if you've got 1 or 2, I can.
Yeah, I can grab you 2 of them.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I can spare 2.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I have enough for 2 whole decks.
No, that's fair, and I don't want to steal your sleeves, but the clear ones work better on certain cards.
I am going to sleeve this, but just to play on camera, because people will get mad at me if I don't. But I don't think I'm ever going to play this again, because my plan is just open them, play them, have a blast, pass it off.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly am happy with a set designed for sealed that isn't useless after sealed.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was my original fear.
And
yes, there's a lot of casual play environments where you can pull out something like Unchained anyway. But...
Yeah, and this would still... In fact, everything I've read says that if you decide to play this in casual, Vault Assault, or one of the adventures, you do get your Archon power.
Wow.
Because it's not a tournament
environment.
The only place where the Archon power is not allowed is a tournament environment.
Archon tournament, okay.
Yeah, so if you're not playing it in Archon or Alliance, I think it'll still be good for repeat tabletop. No, I don't disagree. I just really like the idea of open it, play it, open a new one, play a new one, open a new one, play a new one, a new experience every time. You know?
The trick with that is I kind of just have to have them available. I gotta have, like, the cards just around.
Well, and I'm hoping that... My plan is to talk to my retailer to make sure they have this in abundance, and to just talk to my weekly play group and say, hey guys, let's do this as, like, our weekly thing. Because then we're buying product that is KeyForge from our local retailer. We're doing something new and interesting every week. It doesn't have to be the only thing we do. Like, we can just buy one, and then play something... play something else. I also might put together, in my local area, for all the guys who are visible hand, I might put together a Crucible Clash
when you said
sealed tournament.
Warping, you were not kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. No, they are hardcore game warping. They make the game completely different.
Well, here we go. I have the Forge Master.
No!
Keys cost one less, and players may forge one additional key during their Forge a Key step. You get to forge 2 keys a turn. You've got enough amber.
There's a creature in Prophetic Visions called Relativity Imp, who is a disc creature, 2 power, no protection on him of any kind, that says...
turns out I only need 1.
That says, just you, not both players... After it says you may only forge a key, you may only forge 2 keys a turn. After you forge a key during your forge a key step, you may forge an additional key at current cost.
Oh man!
In a standard legal tournament environment set.
Oh boy!
It's not a rare.
Oh boy!
At least I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, as always. Are we playing blind? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't looked at these.
Yes, we are. I'm not looking at my deck list.
I know I got Brobnar, Saurian Disc. I know I got the Forge Master. I don't know anything else.
I know I have Deluge of Power, and otherwise, I know my houses are Untamed, Mars, and Brobnar.
Yeah.
It's uncommon. That's what I thought. Yeah, Relativity Imp, the creature that does that, is an uncommon. He's not even a rare, so he's going to be around. Possibly in multiples. Yeah, that's Prophetic Visions.
Oh, okay.
Possibly in multiples.
Okay, that's a little crazy.
I haven't looked through the decks that have been uploaded. Like, I'm sure if I went through the decks that have been uploaded, I could find out pretty quickly if he appears in multiples or not.
Yeah.
Because he'll either appear in multiples...
Or he won't.
Yeah. Because they've uploaded enough decks by now.
What was the card we were just talking about? It was like, I hope that doesn't appear in multiples. It was,
oh gosh.
that Shadows card that you said you liked.
Oh, Hoodwink!
Yeah.
Yeah. Hoodwink is better than the preview version, but still just ridiculous. Yeah. Still just incredibly busted.
Yeah, if that card can appear in multiples, I'm a little scared.
Oh, yeah. Because even when that card came out, I compared it to 318 decks, no multiples. Okay, so Relativity Imp is a one-of.
Probably. 318 decks is a fair low sample size.
I mean, 318 decks with him in it. Oh, no, is it 318 decks with him in it, or 318 decks total that have been registered?
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
Because, I mean, if it's 318 decks with Relativity Imp in it, then that's pretty definitive.
Yeah, you would think there'd be more decks registered by now. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably decks with the Imp in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because, I mean, people have been registering decks all over the world at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We've probably had a pretty decent spike. But it might only be 318. That seems low to me, but... Yeah, 318 with the Imp.
Okay. Got it.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that seems.
That's pretty definitive.
I guess if you're interested, why don't you look up Hoodwink for me? Because that's the other one I'm interested in.
Yeah, look, if you've got it open and you're looking, can you poke Hoodwink and see if that appears in multiples?
Yeah.
That's a common.
Yeah. So if it is in multiples, it would be out there.
Oh yeah. Even more so than Relativity Imp, because Relativity Imp's an
Even if it was limit 2, that would surely be better than unlimited.
I mean, I think they probably believe that putting Purge It on it solved the problem.
And now you can get like 4 in a deck.
No multiples so far of Hoodwink.
Okay, that's good. That's a good sign.
So Hoodwink might be a one-up.
I would be happy with that.
I think that's fair.
Yes.
I think that's a totally fair cap.
Mm-hmm.
No dupe Hoodwinks. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That makes sense to me.
I do kind of get frustrated with... They've been doing that kind of a lot lately, where they shrunk the card pool. 824 decks, no dupes with Hoodwink.
All right.
They've done the thing lately that kind of frustrates me, where they shrank the card pool. So now there's fewer commons per house. And they've increased the number of commons that are one-ofs. Which seems like really counterproductive, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to reduce the number of commons that exist in each set, and then you put out several of them that are capped at one-ofs, like, you're just making deck diversity even lower.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they did that with Massing at Midnight.
But honestly, that's even more necessary to restrict the most powerful cards to one-ofs. What would you really need to do is increase the card pool.
Right.
Yeah.
If you increase the card pool, it'd be less of an issue. Also, if you bumped up the rarity of the cards that you can only have one of,
right,
that also
would
would
help.
go a long way towards solving the problem. Like,
instead of leaving them in common.
Yeah. Like, if you had the old card pool size and you put them at rare, you might occasionally get a deck with 2, but I mean occasionally.
I feel like bumping it up all the way to rare is a little much, but I mean, because uncommons, they do show up in multiples, but not that commonly.
With the lower card pool, it's a lot more common. Uncommons are appearing in 2s and 3s, left, right, and sideways now.
Huh.
And I can confirm the card pool is smaller for Prophetic Visions. Overall, it's about the same size, but per house, we're sticking with 12, 12, 13, or 12, 12, 16 instead of 16, 16, 20. So, I don't know. If going down to 12, 12, 16 results in more balanced sets, which I think the set we have to compare to for that is Grim Reminders. So if we think overall that Amber Skies and Prophetic Visions are more balanced than Grim Reminders, and we accept that one of the reasons for that is reducing the card pool from 16, 16, 20 to 12, 12, 16, then I guess it was the right decision. But I don't know if I accept all of the things you have to accept in order to believe that. You know what I mean? I don't know if I completely drink the Kool-Aid on that one, or if I'm still a little suspicious of that maybe there are other ways to accomplish this besides the one that they chose. Other better ways, specifically. But I don't know. And if you forced me to say right now whether Prophetic Visions and Amber Skies are better balanced than Grim Reminders or not, I think I would say that they are, right? I think I would say that they are better balanced. Are they, like, a lot better balanced? They're probably better, but, like, I don't know. We'll see. It's still real early. It's still real early for Prophetic Visions. I had fun with it, though. It was a fun game. I'm looking forward to playing more of it at Portland, because I am sure that Portland is going to use Prophetic Visions in its sealed. An old card came back in Prophetic Visions. Stampede? An old card nobody asked for? No? Some other old card? Manchego? Atlantis says an old card came back in Prophetic Visions.
Magna the Rat.
Gross. I hate...
That's a whole other rant.
I hate Magna the Rat. It was in Coda. There's a lot of things in Coda. It was only in Coda. There's a lot of things. I mean, not a lot. There's several things that were only in Coda. I don't know. You stumped me. I've been stumped. That's not the information about this game that I've cataloged. Fagin. Oh yeah, I did know that. Fagin's back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he bring Urchin with him?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Fagin's back, and he brought Urchin in tow.
Makes sense.
You'll see more Fagins too. That does beg the question of how to handle the 6 prophecies in sealed. Oh, I'm almost certain they're going to do the same thing they did with tokens, where you get to pick any 2 of your 6 prophecy cards and you use those 2.
Yeah,
and you can switch it between rounds.
Amazing, actually.
I think that's almost definitely how they're going to handle it.
Yeah, I would love that.
I'll probably play PV just at local sealed and not outside of that. I still love this game, but PV makes the bottom of my list for sets. I understand that you really don't like the trap cards, but I think they're interesting. I think that they are a unique mechanic that's probably not going to leave Prophetic Visions, which I'm excited to see those coming back.
Yeah.
And I think it's executed pretty well. Like, I knew they were going to have to make a choice really early on.
Nothing felt, like, busted about what we were doing. I think the strongest thing we got the whole game was when I took the 2 amber from you. And you could have avoided that. You just didn't know that you needed to.
Well, and I think they had to make a choice really early on, and it was unclear which choice they were going to make. They had to make a choice that either the prophecies were going to be easy to fulfill, and the fates, therefore, not very powerful, or the fates were going to be really powerful, and the prophecies were therefore going to be more difficult to fulfill.
Yeah.
And they decided easy to fulfill prophecies, relatively weak fates.
I'm happy with that.
I think that was the right choice.
I like the fact that you can cycle these things very rapidly and play like an extra card every turn using this mechanic.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of fun and could actually be fairly powerful. Forge.
Yeah. Unforged. Looks like I get to start the Crucible Clash.
All right.
4, 5, 6, 7. Give me an artifact.
Whew.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Oh my.
Oh, hey, this is a new card. What does this do? Interesting. Wow. I mean, this isn't bad. For sure. I don't know if it's great, though. I guess I'll play it. Why not? Remind us of the powers. I have Deluge of Power. Each friendly artifact gains action. Gain 2, archive this card.
I have Forge Master. Keys cost 1 less, and players may forge 1 additional key during their Forge a Key step. So keys only cost 5 by default, and you can forge 2 of them in 1 turn. Without any key cheats required.
I think I'm going to play Untamed. And I'll start with a Gloriana's Attendant, enhanced into Brobnar with a draw pit.
Interesting. That's not what I expected, but I guess it works for me. Alright. I'm going to go into Dis, and I'm going to play Dat.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to stick with Dis, because I
got more Dis stuff.
More Dis. I'm going to play the Terror, and since you have no Amber...
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
And then I'm going to play out Gluttony, which I hope means that I've got more sins coming.
Exalt Gluttony for each friendly sin, so he exalts himself once.
Yeah.
You should have at least 1 more for sure.
Yeah. And I will draw 3 new cards.
All right.
Go ahead.
I'm going to play Untamed. Because it feels like the right thing to do. I'm going to Reap with Gloriana's Attendant. I'm going to play Nature's Call.
Oh, no.
I'm going to put my Gloriana's Attendant, Gluttony, and the Terror back into their owner's hands. I'll get the one off Gluttony.
Yeah, you get that one.
I'll replay Gloriana's Attendant. It has a draw pip, so I'll draw a card.
Now, what do I do?
Interesting. I'll play Unleash the Beast just for an Amber. I'll play Dark Queen Gloriana. And then I'll play Punctuated Equilibrium.
Did you return a friendly
non-untamed?
Oh, God.
She is untamed. I'll make us both discard our hands. I'll make us both discard our hands and draw as if it was the end of our turn to get rid of greed for keepsies and possibly others if there are any in your hand.
Oh, that's dastardly.
Yeah.
Why am I shuffling it?
They're all going. Let me see. What do we got? Did I get any other sins?
You've got no, but you got a lot of good stuff.
All right.
I had of good stuff.
I had to give up a few good things too, so. Okay, those are pretty okay. So I have to lose recklessness, honored battlemaster, intentional discharge, which I'm not happy to lose, and experiment Q, who has play for each Mars creature in play, stun a non-Mars creature. Since we are on stream, I guess I'll go through it. I had the Gluttony, I had the Terror, I had a Console Primus, who's kind of a neat little Saurian. I guess you guys can look him up. He's not new. Yeah.
Stand and Fight, which I think might be new. This one has a damage pip on it. Exalt a friendly creature and an enemy creature. Ready and fight with a friendly creature exalted this way. Laurel Wreath. Gains an amber when you play it. Exalts the creature you play it on. It's an upgrade. Ooh. And the creature gets 1 power for every amber on it.
Oh, wow. That's actually really good.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can power up a guy by stacking all your amber on one guy.
Yeah.
Would have been pretty good with the Rand's Fury Heart that I had here. Stack up some power.
Yeah.
I had a Berserker Slam, which is always a good card.
Yeah.
One of the very few good Brobdar cards that came out of Worlds Collide. Control the Weak, staple from the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And the Rand's Fury Heart that I mentioned with a damage and a discard pip on it.
All right. I'm still in Untamed.
Oh, yeah. I guess you just get to keep going.
I do, yeah. There's a Murmook. Your key cost is +1, so you're back to 6. There's another Murmook. Your key cost is to 7, and I'm going to deal a damage to Dat.
My dad.
Indeed. I done dissed you. I will check at 6 and draw 2 cards.
The hand that I had before this one was so much better than the hand that you gave. So much better.
Sorry.
Oh, gosh.
Collector Worm is... Oh, sorry. I wonder if Ether Spider's in set. Collector Worm is. Okay. I didn't know that. I was thinking of that upgrade that he mentioned from Saurian. Oh, yeah. On an Ether Spider? Yeah. That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, this is terrible. Literally just terrible. But I gotta get things moving, so here we go. Grobnar.
Just 3 amber.
Well, you can just stun a critter, but that's...
What are we stunning?
Dark Queen Gloriana.
Okay.
Because I want the rest of them dead, except for Gloriana's attendant,
who cares?
The most dangerous thing about... Well, I guess I could because she's in 2 houses. Yeah, let's put it on the attendant. Okay. Slightly better.
Yeah, there's some value to that, potentially.
1, 2, 3 new cards. I am at 6, but that's
not enough to check. I will forge for 5, thanks to you. I'll forge red.
I was off to a great start, and then that punctuated equilibrium ruined my entire day, just like it always does.
I'm going to play Mars. I'll play a Pulse Cannon with 2 amber pips on it, which is an artifact. So it has...
Yeah, this one is way too
double-sided.
Yeah, you're getting pure benefit, and I'm just making things easier on you.
I'm going to play Yixlix Dominator. I mean, I haven't gotten any benefit out of it yet.
You just forged for 5.
Oh, no. You're saying I'm getting pure benefit.
Yes.
I am not yet.
Yeah.
I'll play the Dominator. He comes in stunned. I'll deal the damage to Dat.
Oh, he's just dead.
Indeed.
That's dead.
Dat is dead. Then I'll play Recklessness. And I will discard the other 3 cards in my hand and draw 3 more.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Your deck is insane.
It has another Recklessness in it.
I saw that.
This one's in 2 houses. It's in Mars.
Your deck is insane.
We're going to make you discard those. And then you'll draw 3 new cards. What'd you discard?
A Wild Grumpus, which I've never seen before.
He's new.
Hazardous 3. While on a flank, he gains Skirmish. While not on a flank, he gains Taunt. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
A Mind Barb.
Ah, yes!
Card. and an Imperial Rogue.
That's
Omni,
fine.
play a Saurian creature, and enters play stun. So you can play one Saurian out of house, but it's stunned, so you really don't get to do much with it.
I will discard. Oh, will you let me unstun the Gloriana's attendant? Oh, no, it won't happen. I will unstun it, but it won't.
Yeah, you can do it either way.
Yeah. I will discard Wild Grumpus, Full Moon, and Fancy Donovan, who will let me ready the Dominator, but I won't get to fight with him, because there's nothing to fight. Then I'll draw 3 new cards, then I can unstun the Dominator. And I'm still in
Can
Brobnar.
you unstun the Dominator? It's not in Brobnar.
Correct. I readied it, and it would have fought if there was something for it to fight. I'm not playing Brobnar, I'm playing Mars.
Oh! Okay.
Which means I actually can't unstun the Attendants. That's
Yeah.
useless. But I am actually playing Mars.
Got it.
The recklessness was in Mars. Oh my god. I'll play Stasis Nexus. Purge Stasis Nexus. If you do, forge a key at 6 plus current cost, reduced by 1 for each stunned creature. Interesting. And Invasion Portal, which we know what that does. Wow. Huh. How to do that? Then further testing needed to put a friendly card into its owner's archive? I guess Gloriana's Attendant?
Doesn't seem terrible.
It's got a draw
Are you really checking again?
I am. I'm checking again. Empty hand, draw 6 new cards.
I guess I do have a bunch of Amber in my own pool.
Yep. I'll draw 6 new cards.
Alright. I will forge for... No. The Marmooks are still there. I don't forge at all.
You don't.
I was thinking I was ahead of the game, but I'm not. I'm so far behind.
Interesting. I had not seen that card before.
Those artifacts are terrifying, and you can use them for Amber?
Yeah. All 3 of them have action, gain 2, archive this card.
You're probably just going to win next turn.
I mean, like, I'm trying to find a reason not to, and I don't think I have one.
This is about all I can do to even accomplish anything, so I guess that's what I do. I'm going to play out Foss the Great with a discard pip on him, and discard Get Hammer, and then exalt him.
Okay.
Because I need...
Yeah, that'll stop the forge.
And I'll do it again.
That'll double stop the forge.
And I'll put out an artifact called Glorious Tradition.
Ooh.
I can action it to exalt each enemy flank creature. So it's a repeated way of piling Amber on my opponent's flanks.
Okay.
But I don't know that that's enough to help me right now. And I will draw 4 new cards, because for some reason I only have 2. Oh, I got rid of Get Hammer with discard pip. So that's it. And I will pass turn. Now, I know your Dominator can kind of just swing in and take out either one of these guys, but at least that forces you... I mean, you've got great stuff you can do in Mars with all your artifacts, so...
It is real good stuff. No doubt.
But right now, I'm just trying to get something going, because your Murmooks are crippling me, and I just can't even move.
I think I am going to go Mars. Let me do some math, because math matters.
Either all my creatures are buried in this little bit of my deck that's left, or this deck is very, very light on creatures. I'm not sure which one. Because I haven't seen the deck list yet.
Yeah, this is probably the better way to do it. I'm just going to call Mars. I'll play a Volca, who's a Martian and has an Amber Pip on her.
Dang.
Dominator's going to eat a Faust. I will action all 3 of my artifacts to gain 6 amber and put them into my archive.
Oh, and then you're just threatening 2 keys at once because of my forge power.
Yes.
Wow. I don't know if there's anything I can even do about that.
Yeah, I'll threaten both of my keys right now with 13 and draw 1. Full Brackens and Sins is a pretty metal deck.
13, but
Yeah.
your keys cost 6. Okay, so that's, yeah, that works.
Yeah. That math is mathing. I feel like this deck would be okay even without the power, but I don't know if it would be great. I want to look through the rest of it before I make that call.
Now I've got like absolutely nothing I can do in terms of.
Well, we might play a second game because this one went kind of quick, and
yeah,
I kind of just got a really good start.
I mean, I think I can stop your forge, but I don't think I'm gonna. I mean, I don't even know if I'm gonna get my first key before this game ends.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just to get anything done at all, I've got to go into this again. I will play out a Dat who happens to have a damage pip on him. I'll put a 1 damage onto a Mermook here.
Howie.
And then stay in this. I have to.
Sorry. Dominator does have 3 damage on him from fighting the Faust.
And I'm going to rise because I feel like I don't even have a chance if I don't. Return each creature. I guess I get the other Dat too.
You pulled another Sin?
I don't believe so.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's probably somewhere still in the deck.
You still got a pretty decent chunk of deck left, so you might have a
Yeah, I didn't make like I didn't get anywhere. You shut me down so hard.
I know you went through at least 9 cards because you discarded them from your hand.
Yeah, which means 9 of this. That's so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are the actual cards I played this game. I haven't even gotten to do like anything. It's
I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
So I can't play Dat because he's got whatchamajigga on him. I guess I definitely picked the right Mermook. I didn't realize the other one had 2 pips. He's definitely the right choice.
Oh yeah.
Cauterize Vitality.
Okay.
So no,
destroy this one.
Yeah,
and then
it's you lose
equal to
Amber
the
equal to the number of bonus icons.
All right,
you're gonna lose 2.
Yeah, that'll keep me from forging both keys.
Yes. So at least I might get on the board before the game is over. Maybe. Then I guess I put out Gluttony and Terror again. This time, no real advantage for Gluttony.
Well, he is increasing my key cost.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
So now I'm forging for 7.
And then I've got 7, and you've only got 1 Merc, so I'm finally threatening. And I will draw 2 new cards.
Alright, so I forge for 7. I think Mars, and just pick up the archive. There's the Pulse Cannon with 2 Amber Pips.
Yeah, that's real good.
Stasis Nexus.
If you hadn't picked up your entire archive or artifact collection, I would have cauterized Vitality.
Oh yeah, the Pulse Cannon.
Yeah.
I thought about using them, but I was like, nah, I can threaten 2 keys. I'll play a Blipip with a discard pip, and we'll discard Plummet because I don't see that being super helpful. Volca into Faust.
That's got splash 1.
Yes. And I get the 1 off Faust.
Yep.
Dominator into Gluttony.
So he'll get the 1 off Gluttony.
Yep, and he'll survive just barely.
Just barely, okay.
And
now you're checking 8.
Check at 8 for final. 5 to forge. You forge for 7.
I think I forged for less than 7.
Oh, it's 6. Right, because you got rid of one of my Murboos.
Yeah.
You're right, you're right.
So I got my first key on the board.
Yeah.
Here's where the problem comes in. I think in order to accomplish anything, I need damage, and I don't have a way to damage. But I might be able to get a way to damage if I'm really, really lucky. So, I guess I better start with that.
Okay.
Because then I can switch houses and keep going. And let's switch into Brotnar.
Okay.
And this is really tricky. Right now your key cost is just 5. So I have to do quite well. So at great risk, I'm going to put both the strengths within on a creature that doesn't have any damage on it, because if I put them on DAT, I've got no room for growth. And I'm only raising your cost to 7, which isn't good enough. So I need a way to get 2 more. And I'm hoping Reckless finds me that.
Okay.
So I'm going to discard these 2 cards. It's the Envy, so I do have another Sin.
Oh, okay.
And a Gladiodontus, which was huge, but everyone knows him. Get rid of 1, 2, 3 cards.
All right, and I am getting rid of Wild Grumpus, my Gloriana's Attendant, and a Flaxia.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm drawing 3 new cards.
I might. Oh no, it's an action. I'm like ready and fight with a neighbor. That's exactly what I need. It's an action. So I'll play out an Honored Battlemaster, but I can't do anything with it. So, how did you go so far so fast?
The deck velocity in this deck is nuts. I'll show you. My efficiency on this deck has to be insane. You'll see it really fast when I start pulling out cards.
Oh my gosh. Wait, well, I don't know this one.
Read it.
If you have 3 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. Okay. Wow.
Let me look at the rest. No more deck velocity, but there's another pulse cannon to go with the Stasis Nexus.
Were those your only artifacts, those 4? Or did you have
Loyalty implants?
5 artifacts in one house?
All in Mars, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why?
And these 3 together are basically a key at current cost.
Yeah, but ignore all of their effects.
Oh, yeah.
Why on earth, once you get these in play, would you not just gain 10 amber,
to
pull my archive, play them out?
To cheat a key. The answer is to cheat a key.
Hold on, I don't know this one well enough.
The answer to your question is to cheat a key.
Purge it if you do forge a key at 6+ card cost, reduced by each stunned creature. Fair, I guess. But you're basically getting one short of a key worth of amber every single turn, just by cycling these into your archive, back out, into your archive. Actually, no. You've got enough amber pips. It's a key a turn.
Yes, but it's still better to cheat your final key than it is to check for it.
Fair. But for your first 2 keys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that is so strong with that card.
And the deck velocity is nuts. This might be playable outside of...
What, would it, without this effect?
I think so, because this is still a key cheat. This lets me use Mars, that lets me dig for Mars, that lets me use Mars, that lets me use Mars.
Wow.
That's a Mars, that got enhanced into Mars. That's a Mars that lets me draw more to get more of my Mars. That lets me archive one of the cards in any friendly card, so it can be a creature or an artifact. That synergizes with this to cheat a key.
Oh, wow.
That lets me use a Mars.
Wow. You don't have many creatures, though.
No, I got 3, but I mean
4.
4. But
Not many.
use it. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm not saying, yeah, it's strong. But wow, okay.
and the stun lock is incredible, even if I can't. Because, I mean, that's 6 of your creatures each turn that I'm going to stun down.
Yeah.
With a key cheat just waiting to happen whenever I'm happy with it.
Yeah, you're right. That's pretty crazy. You're right. There's no reason for your final key
not to be a cheat. And then a recklessness enhanced into Mars as well. And like the other houses don't suck. Like this is the Mars, but like I didn't look too close to the Brobnar, but the Untamed is pretty nuts.
Yeah, I didn't even see a third of my deck. I don't even know what I got here.
There's a Murmook, there's a Rusnar, there's Queen Gloriana.
There is one more Sin. There's a Wrath.
Cauldron is incredible. Flaxia is great. That Gloriana's Attendant is nuts. There's another Murmook. There's a full moon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's not terrible.
With a punctuated equilibrium. So I can full moon punctuated equilibrium, draw into more of them.
But you really don't want to play full moon the turn you're playing that. Oh no, you do.
I absolutely do.
I'm thinking full moon is like extra on reaping. It's not.
No, it's on play. Also, Nature's Call, full moon punctuated equilibrium.
Wow. Yeah, if you've got
with the draw pit
guys, your full moon with Nature's Call.
Yeah.
That's so much.
Yeah.
Like, and if you've got more with Phylaxia.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And this has got an Amber Pip on it, and I can bounce it. That's got a Draw Pip on it, and I can bounce it. The last card is Unleash the Beast, which isn't very good, but it's got an Amber Pip on it.
But it's a friendly creature. So you can use this on, like, your Dominator.
I mean, I guess, but, like, most of the time I probably just play it for the Amber. Well, I mean, I do have to exhaust a friendly creature, but I can choose one that's already exhausted. And then, I haven't looked at the Brobnar very closely, but there's 2 Recklessness, which is actually pretty good for letting me dig down to the things I actually care about. Oh, I'm sorry, there is one other Untamed, and it's that, the Prognosticating Witch.
Oh yeah, that's also very, very good.
That's also very, very good. Alright, so what have I got in Brobnar? I've got a Volca, who's in Mars. I got a couple of Recklessnesses. I got a 1-2 Punch, which also helps the Pulse Cannon Stasis Network.
Oh, yeah. And plus it's Destroy if on anything already stunned, which you've got tons of ways to do.
Yep. Worthy Adversaries. Deal 1 damage to 2 different enemy creatures. Exalt each creature damaged. There's another 1-2 Punch.
I love it when they come in pairs. It's great.
Here's a pair of Wild Grumpuses.
Okay, you've got so many Amber Pips. Where are these Amber Pips coming from?
1, 2, 3 unnatural Amber Pips. 2 from Gloriana's Attendant. 2 from Dark Queen Gloriana. There's the 4th one.
Yeah, no, I forgot. Dark Queen Gloriana, Gloriana's Attendants. Those are huge.
There's a Fancy Donovan, who I just kind of love how many ways I have to discard him. Because, like, 2 Recklessnesses and a Punctuated Equilibrium gives me a really large number of ways to just get him out of my hand and get his scrap.
That's fair.
I've got Honored Battlemaster, but I don't care about him. I've got Rain's Fury Heart, but I don't care about her. And I've got a Plummet that I also don't care about. But having some things I don't care about
I don't know that Plummet's necessarily bad.
Discard your hand, deal 1 damage to each creature for each card discarded its weight. My critters are too small for that to be good.
Oh, okay.
But having some things that I don't mind pitching helps Recklessness and Punctuated Equilibrium feel more usable.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having some things where it's like, if this wasn't around, it wouldn't suck. In fact, my entire Brobnar house is more or less play it during Mars or pitch it. But lots of ways to pitch it.
Okay.
You know?
Interesting. Yeah.
This might be decent just in general. Very much.
That was crazy.
Gladiodontus has Taunt, Skirmish, and Elusive most of the game from the Archon power. Your Gladiodontus has Taunt, Skirmish, and Elusive for most of the game. Oh, is that from... I had a low creature count and was completely overrun, could not keep creatures on the board. Yeah. I think this deck is actually maybe passable. I don't know about incredible. I mean, it's got a key cheat that it can probably do, which helps.
Well, I don't think it's a Vault Tour level, but it seems very, very good for any casual play. You ran away with that game.
Cauldron is also an artifact. I forgot.
Yeah,
So
you ran away with that game.
I mean,
I barely got a key.
You know what? Part of me wants to play it in a Vault Tour because then there'd be a Crucible Clash deck in the records of a Vault Tour. And but its Amber Control is pretty much just a pair of Mermooks.
It's not me.
I don't know. I gotta run out ahead, and I don't like decks that don't have a backup plan if running out ahead doesn't work. No steal, no capture. I just gotta hit the ground harder than you.
I guess that's fair.
And I'm trying to stun you down, which I guess against some decks might work, but
a lot of decks don't care.
Yeah, a lot of decks just don't care if you lock down their creatures. They're like, whatever.
I don't like that this is double-sided and that my deck has no support for it. What did my deck do to encourage this game plan?
I'm pretty sure that Archon card is supposed to come with a key cheat.
I mean, there is a key cheat in my deck, but I don't think this is ever going to make it work.
Oh, okay.
It's Imperial Forge.
And you'll still reduce the cost of Imperial Forge by 1. It will.
I mean, okay. I mean, I guess there is a lot of Exalting, a lot of... The Saurian house is built to make Imperial Forge work. But I gotta have a board for that.
Fair.
I mean, I guess Gladiodontus is pretty good at sticking around as far as critters go, but I don't know. This seems like a very sketchy game plan, whereas your game plan is crazy.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I don't like...
I mean, I guess if my first experience of Crucible Clash is the deck's very wildly in power.
Oh, yeah.
That's scary.
Especially because the power just warp everything.
Because the best thing about playing sealed is that if you're in a good, solid sealed environment, there isn't a lot of wild variation in power. Like, AOA sealed was great because it
was all pretty even.
Yeah. So a wild variation in power in sealed is not what you want.
I would agree if it's like a sealed tournament, but for just grab and go single deck play, it's probably fine. Forged or unforged?
Not very forged, but I am not incentivized to spend $15 on a deck so I can use it in casual play once and never again.
I disagree, but I understand where you're coming from.
That's a lot of money to spend on one game of KeyForge.
I mean, it's probably less than you've spent on most of your meals this week. You know,
yeah, I'm not keeping this hand. I got a mulligan. Yeah, if I'm gonna play sealed, I want to play it in a tournament where I get multiple uses out of that deck. That's my.
I understand where you're coming from for sure, but I don't know. To me, it just does not seem unreasonable, especially compared to every other hobby I've ever had. Comparing it to Warhammer 40k, comparing it to Magic the Gathering, $15 to play it one time is actually probably a discount compared to everything else I've ever done.
Did I win that flip?
Yes.
Okay, so I get 6 cards.
Yeah. I'm going to play this hand.
Alright. Oh, this is bad again. Why?
Dave seems to agree with you. He doesn't think it's a feels-good experience.
Well, I mean, I haven't had much experience yet, but I'm worried.
To do it as a one-off, I think is what he means.
Oh.
Which I can understand. I totally get it. But, I don't know. To me, it's a really easy and relatively inexpensive way to keep buying decks regularly so that GG stays open, so that my local gets money, so that I'm having new experiences.
Yeah.
I feel like the actual cost to value... Oh, on the power varying. Oh, okay. Yeah, the power does vary pretty wildly, absolutely. Not the one-off play.
All right. I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to switch to Brobnar. Oh, wait.
And then end your turn.
I guess so. Fair enough. There was nothing better I could have done with this hand anyway. draw back up because I have too few cards.
I'll play Mars. There's an invasion portal. There's a pulse cannon. And I'll use Squawker to stun Dat. Draw 3.
Here we go.
Hit the ground, we're running. Punch that ground. Overall, my thought is just like, you know, how is spending $15 every time I go in worse than spending $300 on a Warhammer army that I play like 4 times? You know?
I'm going to switch to Robnar.
And I feel like 300 is like a low estimate.
Yeah. There are no enemy creatures to stun, but I still get the Amber.
Fair enough.
And I guess that's it. 1, 2, 3 new cards. Back to you.
I'm going to play Untamed. There's a Dark Queen Gloriana. There's a Murmook with a damage pip. Will damage Dat.
The Dat that's already damaged?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and kill him. Why not?
I thought maybe you were happy with him being stunned.
There's another Murmook. Then we'll play Punctuated Equilibrium, which discards a Fancy Donovan, which means I will ready and fight Dark Queen Gloriana into Dat, because I discard a Fancy Donovan.
Fair.
And then you'll discard your hand and draw 6, and I'll discard my hand and draw 6.
Alright, I'm discarding an Overrun, a Berserker Slam, a Mind Barb, the Glorious Tradition, my Envy, and a Faust the Great.
The only 2 things I'm discarding are Honored Battlemaster and Fancy Donovan. I will draw 6 brand new cards and continue playing Untamed. We should be playing Adaptive. He says we should, according to Dave, we should have switched decks.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. I'll play a Cauldron and a Flaxia. Will give me 2. I'll ready, draw 2, and check at 5.
Well, this is actually like the strongest effect that I've seen from a card like this. This is pretty cool. I'm going to play Pale into Significance and destroy each creature of the lowest power.
That'll go. Yeah.
That worked out.
That's pretty good.
Then I'll play Stand and Fight. I exalt. I'll put 1 damage on Flaxia.
Okay.
And then I'll exalt a friendly creature and an enemy creature.
Okay.
And ready and fight with a friendly creature exalted this way. So I'll take out Flaxia.
Take 1 and take 4 damage.
damage.
Yeah. That's not bad. Pretty good, actually.
Flaxia's gone.
Indeed. She is very dead.
And then I'll put out a Console Primus with the hopes that he can steal away that Amber later.
I will forge for 5.
At least I'm threatening to forge as well.
You are, and you know that my only Amber control is gone now, so I just gotta outrun you. In the spirit of that, I'm gonna play Mars. And I'm gonna put both of these into my archive for 4 Amber.
If you can gain even 1 more Amber, you're threatening another key.
I'll play the Stasis Nexus. I'll play Experiment Q, and I'll stun Console Primus. I will activate Cauldron and put Pulse Cannon underneath it. I can't make even 1 more Amber this turn, so I will ready, and I will draw 1 card, and you will forge.
All right.
Oh, 2 cards. Sorry, I lied. I'm a lying liar who lies.
That means you are checking.
No, drawing cards does not help me check.
All right, I guess I'll...
Should have ripped new decks. So the first game went really fast.
Sure did.
I really just am kind of... I feel bad about how fast the first game went. I really want to see if his deck can do stuff.
I feel like it certainly has better stuff going on. I don't know if it's good stuff, but better stuff.
Because that first game was really, really fast. I'll let Misty back inside since she has decided that's what she wants.
All right.
Dun, dun. Na, 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 na. All right, what you got?
That is the question.
Also, Experiment Q gets +1 power for each Mars creature in play. It does not say each other, so I guess he's 6 power.
Interesting. Yeah, this is far from ideal, but I guess we'll do what we can do with it. I'm going to go into Dis. I'm going to play out a Wrath who has a Capture Pip. I guess I'll put on Console Primus to incentivize you to kill a guy you've already stunned.
Okay.
And then I will play Control the Weak and say that you have to go into Brobnar.
Okay.
And I will draw 2 new cards.
Not the house I would have chosen of my own volition, but acceptable.
Alright.
I'll play a Wild Grumpus with a discard pip, and I will discard Unleash the Beast. He has Taunt because he's on a flank.
I think it's the opposite.
Oh, Taunt will not on a flank. Well, easy fix. There's a Rain's Fury Heart.
Now he's got Taunt.
Now he's got Taunt. 1-2 punch will kill Console Primus and give me the Amber off of him. I'll activate the Cauldron and put a Recklessness under it.
Oh dear.
Check at 5. Ready and draw 4. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. Well, I did not want to do... Oh boy. I guess I don't have much of a choice. Let me read Cauldron quick.
The next time I activate it, both cards underneath it will be played. As will the third card that goes under it.
Okay.
Whatever that happens to be.
Let me double check here again. Not very helpful. I don't think I have anything better I can do. I don't think. So I guess I'm gonna go into Dis and play an Arise. I think maybe I shouldn't do this. It's about all I can do, really. Yeah, Envy and 2 Dat, which is not terribly useful. I think I might have forgotten about the chain on that card last game.
Maybe? I honestly don't remember.
I do not want to do this way. This is terrible for me, and I'm sad about it. But I'm going to cauterize Vitality on your Cauldron to get rid of it, but it's got no pips.
Cards under it are also gone.
Yes.
Sad day.
I'll put out an Envy.
2 or more friendly Sin creatures.
Capture all of my opponent's Amber.
Oh, okay.
Which would be very nice if I just had, I don't know, anything else to work with. I guess I do have a Dark Minion, so I can put, I don't know, 1 damage on Rand's Fury Heart.
Okay.
And Wrath. Taunt, Poison, Skirmish.
He's got 1 attack target.
Sure. An option. For each friendly Sin creature and rage an enemy creature. Do I really want to make the experiment angry? Does that help me? Oh, he's got Hazardous. I don't want to swing into him at all.
No, it's only Hazardous 3, and you've got Skirmish, so, like, you'll only lose your armor.
Oh, that's fair. I do have Skirmish. Yeah, I think it's worth it then. Because I'm going to survive. And,
You're going to enrage both of my boys?
Sure. I mean, Rance wants to fight anyway, but might as well.
Okay. They're very upset.
And then that's all I can do, but so I shed my chain, draw nothing.
Forge for 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Forge blue. I'm going to pick up my archive and play Mars. It's going to be less good than it was, but...
Not much.
That's also true.
Now, the terrifying thing right now is I know you've got 2 more artifacts, so you can pretty much just say, I'm going to win next turn with...
Nexus into archive
Yeah.
for 2.
Yeah, that deck is nuts.
Dominator comes in stunned.
And does damage.
And does damage. We'll put the damage on Envy. I think the best way to do this, and it's a little weird, but I do think it's the best way to do this, is to use intentional discharge to put the experiment back into my hand and ready the Dominator.
Not bad.
Then play the experiment to stun Wrath and Envy.
That is terrifying.
For each Mars creature. Stun a creature. Stun a non-Mars creature.
Wow. Yeah, this is one of those decks that only wins by having a board presence, and you have so much board control just through your stun alone.
I do think I want to unstun the Dominator, even though it might not be the best plan if I want to try to cheat a key, but already, and I'll draw 3.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't even help me. The only way I've got to stop you is the Envy, and all you've got to do is call Mars, and you can stun my guys again.
Yeah.
So just unstunning them doesn't actually benefit me. But it's literally all I've got right now. So I'm going to go into this, play that, put 1 more damage on Rance.
Okay.
And then stay in this because I need to. And then yeah. Killing Rance just doesn't do anything right now. Unstun these 2. And I guess reach for 1 more with the Dark Minion. And then draw 2 cards and hope that I get something useful because your deck is holding me down hard. Go ahead.
Pick up my archive, play Mars. Pulse Cannon will stun these 3 creatures. Battlefleet is insane with Deluge of Power.
Why do you say that?
Reveal any number of Mars cards from your hand, draw a card for each card revealed this way. If I'm archiving all of my artifacts every turn, there's like 5 of them.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I do only get to draw 1 this time, but like...
But you could have had like 4 artifacts in your hand.
Theoretically, yeah.
Just because you've been cycling them.
We'll drop the Stasis Nexus. We'll put both of these into my archive for 4.
Yeah, just 4 amber every turn just for cycling your artifacts now. Because you're going 2-2 back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Check at 8 for final.
And since I can't use Envy to stop it, I gotta come up with something else, which I probably don't have. Yeah, I have a way to stop it. It's not a good way. It's not going to save me, but I guess it's something.
You know what I didn't do? I didn't reap with my 2 creatures. Oh, well, go ahead. I messed it up. That was my
I think
bad.
that means you win regardless, because then you'd have 10 amber, and this doesn't stop 10.
If I had done it, but I got ahead of myself. I went too quick, and I didn't do it.
Oh, shoot. I'm still going to play out a DAT before I get into
because
hammers. And a card out of hand. Then I go into Brobnar.
Okay.
So I'll play out my Wild Grumpus.
Okay.
And the only thing that saves me a little bit is Strength Within. A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm finally checking for my second key.
Yeah.
And your key is now 9. One more than you actually have.
Yeah.
And I draw 3. Go ahead.
I'm going to play Mars. I'm going to pick up my archive. I don't think I even need to pick up my archive, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I only got a second key that game because you made a mistake. And that's assuming you can't stop my forge right now.
Pulse Cannon, stun this guy, and this guy, and then we'll purge Stasis Nexus to forge right now.
Wow, that deck is insane.
It's pretty good.
Like, it might not be good enough without that power, but with that power, holy crap.
Yes. With it, it's absolutely nuts. Without it, I think it's still not bad.
Yeah, I felt like my power did nothing but help you. That's the only thing my power did, is help you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one's supposed to guarantee that you get a key cheat.
But you got a better key cheat than I did, and you don't even have a guaranteed one.
That's true.
So if you're not guaranteed a good key cheat that actually works, if I'm guaranteed a key of darkness, I'm going to say no thanks. You can keep the deck.
You can keep.
I don't care what else is with it.
No shadows in set. just for the record, no shadows in set. So that's
because Key of Darkness is like, I don't want that key cheat. I do not
keep
want
your
it.
dirty, smelly key cheat. Whew! Yeah, it's a pretty good deck. I don't know. I might play it at Portland just for the lulz. I really might. I might go to Portland and just be like, meh, let's do it.
Does that key cheat purge itself?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
absolutely yes. I don't think it'll actually win anything at Portland, but like,
wow.
It could be fun.
So fast. Both games.
Yeah.
I made it through like 2/3 of my deck at max. And only that far because he made me discard a bunch of cards.
I honestly don't know if making my keys one more expensive would have been that big a difference. Now, in fairness, I definitely was getting quite a lot of amber off of being able to cycle my artifacts. But
yes.
I say we do the anomaly decks, because if we only get one more game today, which I don't think is going to necessarily
I'm not really thinking I want to crack my any more of my Crucible Clash today anyway.
So I say we open our guaranteed anomaly decks, and we see what we got there. Because that's the other thing people are going to want to see, I think, is these guaranteed anomaly decks.
Sure.
Yeah. Oop. Hey, a redemption deck. I didn't know if I was going to get one of those. Redemption Star Alliance Untamed. Bitter Lethality Zelda.
Bitter Lethality Zelda.
Yep. Oh yeah, let's see it. What is my anomaly? Oh, Memolith. I like Memolith. I mean, it's not incredible, but I like it. I got to get ready for a class. Thanks for sharing. Hope you all have a good day. Take care, Ace of Keys. Always nice to see you. Thanks so much for coming out. I got more stuff coming, but like life has been crazy hectic. So just keep an eye on the channel. Things will happen. I promise.
We're casual here. Do you care if I mix 2 sleeve colors that don't quite match?
That's fine.
They're close.
That's
this one's got a little bit of sparkles if you look real close.
This deck also has 3 copies of Refit.
What is Refit again?
Move 1 upgrade from a creature to another creature. Or Fate, destroy a friendly upgrade.
What?
Yeah.
How many upgrades are there even in this set?
Less than 20. Only a handful of them are new.
Huh.
I think there's like 3, maybe 2 or 3 new upgrades in the whole set. I don't understand. Refit does not belong in this set. I think they left it in there because they previewed it early.
You know what? I just realized I don't even know if I looked at the deck name for that last deck I played.
Also, I liked... Yeah, I don't know. I liked Refit at one point, but...
My Crucible Clash deck I just finished playing was Giulia Witness Tudana. It's kind of a tongue twister there again.
Okay, so
I got not especially amusing.
I got the early bird and Go Forth and Conquer, which is the if your opponent uses a creature to fight, you resolve it.
Okay.
The end is nigh during your opponent's turn after 3 or more creatures have been destroyed that turn. That seems very unlikely. as soon as I play the end is nigh, you're just not gonna let your creatures die on your turn.
Okay, yeah, fair.
During your opponent's turn, after 3 or more creatures. Oh, it's either of our creatures. Oh! No, that might actually be pretty good. Because that basically says you can only kill 2 of my creatures a turn. Signs point to yes. At the end of your opponent's turn, if they have amber in their pool equal to or greater than the current key cost, fulfill signs point to yes. Those are not terrible.
I hate to ask again, but do you have any spares of those?
I've got a couple.
Okay,
but I think what I'm ultimately going to have to do is I'm going to have to unsleeve the Crucible Clash deck.
Okay.
For now.
Well, if that's what we're doing, I can actually do that too.
For now. I mean, I may decide that I
got Tails You Lose as one of mine.
Did you have Heads You Win last time, or did you have Tails You Lose?
I had Heads I Win last time.
You had Heads I Win?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Tails You Lose. At the end of your turn, you may flip Tails You Lose. During your opponent's turn, after your opponent plays a creature adjacent to a creature belonging to a different house, fulfill Tails You Lose. So it's like the opposite of Heads I Win, where they need to play next to the same house. This is play next to a different house.
No way! Tails is the opposite of Heads?
Apparently. And if I decide to flip it, trust your feelings. When a card is placed under Trust Your Feelings, name a house. The next time your opponent chooses the named house as their active house, fulfill Trust Your Feelings. That's interesting.
Not too
I can kind of say, if you decide to choose this house, I get it.
Yeah.
And then they have to avoid that house.
Yeah.
And I can flip it into that. So if it looks like they're about to switch into a weird house, I can be like, yaha!
Gotcha!
Because I get to choose the house when I place the card. When a card is placed under...
When a card is placed under it. So no, that's actually a terrible one to flip into. That one actually, I don't think even works.
So if I flip it over, it's stuck there forever?
I think so.
Well, that is terrible.
Because it's when you place a card under it.
That is a terrible design.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why it can go off normally on its head side, but it does mean that the whole flips over thing
is worthless.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think that it says when you place a card underneath it, you choose a house. But at the time that he put a card underneath it, it was Heads I Win. And so it wasn't...
Yeah. If that's how that works, if they don't make some sort of ruling or errata or something, that's just terrible. That means my primary thing that the Tails You Lose is supposed to do, and let me swap on the fly, just doesn't work. If I ever swap that, I just lose my prophecy forever.
I mean, if you really want to purge a card from your deck...
My deck's... I don't know. We'll see.
I've known a few players who are like, a way to purge a card from my deck? Hooray! I'm not one of them.
Well, that was only one of my cards. Here I have treat each action as your last.
Oh yeah, if you play 2 or more actions.
During your opponent's turn, after the player has a second action.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know how reliable that is. And Bad Omen. At the end of your opponent's turn, if they have exactly 6 amber, fulfill it. That's going to be tricky to do.
Yeah.
These are much worse prophecies than my last deck. I don't know how easy it's going to be to get these to go off.
I think mine are not too bad. I don't think they're incredible, but they're not too bad. They're not the first deck. That first deck had actually some really pretty reliable prophecies.
My anomaly is an Untamed Lateral Shift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mine is an Untamed Memolith.
Alright.
Which, I've gotten a Memolith before. And I don't know if there's anything incredible for me to put under a Memolith in here. But there might be. Oh, that's not too bad. Penance of Balance wouldn't be too bad to put under a Memolith. Refit would suck. I have 3 of those. Into the Warp. That's meh. Vial of Mutation? Nah, that's not all that great to go under there. Dark Influence? No, that's not all that great to go into there either. Yeah, I really don't know if there's anything that I want all that badly under there.
This deck is named Shin Hung Loving Clonehab Soldier. It's a weird one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mine is, Bitter Lethality Zelda. I guess Invigorating Shower is probably the best thing to put under a Megalith. And even that doesn't feel incredible.
Ouch. That's the best you got? That's...
I mean, maybe a Consult the Bones?
Okay.
Like, Penance of Balance is probably the actual best, but it's still kind of weird.
It has to be of the same house?
No, it's just my other house actions are not good.
Huh. There are more enemy creatures than amber in your opponent's pool. That's equal to the difference. Oh. Huh. That's really interesting. So you either destroy enemy creatures to get them down to whatever their pool size is, or
they lose amber equal to the difference between the two.
If you had more than one of those.
Well, I mean, strapping this under a Megalith wouldn't be too bad.
Okay, yeah.
Because it'll let me repeat the loss effect basically every time I call Untamed.
Well, my thought was if you had like two of those,
yeah,
more enemy creatures than amber in your opponent's pool. Yeah, if you can reduce. If, let's say they've got like 10 creatures and like 5 amber.
Yeah.
So you make them lose 5 amber, and then you play a second one which destroys 10 creatures and they lose their whole board.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It feels like there's some potential there, but you got to be in a pretty extreme scenario where they're way ahead on like board and...
I kind of just like the idea of a repeatable amber control that punishes you for having creatures.
Yeah, that's fair. But I feel like the more amber you have, the less punishing that... Or the more creatures you have, the less punishing that is.
No, disagree. The more creatures you have, the more punishing it is. Because it's equal to the difference. The more creatures you have, the more I can punish you.
And if there are a number of creatures with less than their amber pool, then it doesn't do much of anything. Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah.
That's going to be tricky.
It's a little strange. It basically incentivizes me to not kill your stuff.
Yeah. I can see how that could be useful, but it's weird. It's going to be hard to...
I agree. It's going to be very strange. I don't know if I think this deck is any good. Basically, I'm just kind of looking through it, and I think
it's not.
I think it's... Maybe there's more to it than I'm seeing, but...
I haven't even...
Yeah, so Dave says that your prophecy just represents one of the penalties of randomization. Though it feels like they could have just told the algorithm, hey, don't put this on the back of tails you lose or heads I win.
You'd think so.
You know?
I don't think they did. I just think they didn't probably playtest enough and just didn't even see that was a problem.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
They might have to do some kind of errata or something, but... I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, and it won't be the last.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can see them just doing nothing and saying, sorry, you lose.
That's a bummer.
You got a bad deck.
You got a dud. That one's a stinker. Bummer.
Turns out the algorithm sometimes produces bad decks. You got one.
Also, I will note, this guaranteed anomaly deck has the same 3 houses in the same order as my What's Up Archon deck.
Huh.
I don't know if that means anything. Probably not.
Probably not an anomaly in there.
Probably not. Tell your friends if they're looking for a What's Up Archon. I will even be extra generous because there's going to be 2 VODs for this because of hiccups. I'll be extra generous. I'll let you enter once per video. You can put a like and a comment on.
Quick, crash the video again.
No! Don't do it. Don't do it. GG, no! You can like and comment both VODs, and it'll get you 2 entries for the What's Up Archon deck. It'll be at least after I get back from Portland, because no way I'm gonna have the energy to do that until then. So there'll be a little time, but just because technical difficulties, and for sticking with me. Thanks so much, guys. I know it was a pain to have to...
Yeah, switching streams mid-stream is a little annoying.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing like a raid or something.
That's fair.
Forged again. Always forged.
Unforged. My turn to play.
All right.
Heck yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why couldn't refit be one of the commons you only get one of?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Wouldn't that have been nice? I think so. All right, what the hell do I have for prophecies? Do I have anything that's like? No, these are all later in the game things.
Might have to mulligan this. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. It's just not gonna work. I gotta try again. So many of these cards are like do a thing, and I'm like, but my opponent doesn't have anything there.
But there's nothing for me to do a thing with. Yeah. How do I do a thing?
Yeah, like do a thing to opponent's thing. There is no opponent's thing.
All right. I guess I'm gonna play Untamed. I'll play a Vivid Fairy.
Ooh, I don't mind seeing that card again.
I bet not. And then I'll put a card under the early bird and just basically say if you gain any amber, then the early bird will do its thing. Draw one.
Huh. Interesting. All right, here we go.
So do you avoid gaining amber so that you don't set off the early bird, or?
No, I'm probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably just gonna do it. Oh wow!
Yeah, 1 damage to your dude.
My Vivid Fairy.
And he's big.
He's real big.
Yeah.
He's 8 power.
Yep. And I've got this dude as well.
Yeah.
And then I got one stood against many, so he's gonna like fight you.
Okay.
And you're gonna lose.
Yeah, looks like it.
And then he's ready because
he
fought
one stood against
wanted to fight more, and there wasn't even a fight.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Real interesting.
Yeah.
So I'll reap with him.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then Fog Mermook doesn't do anything yet, but that's a card I've never seen before.
Oh, it's a brand new Mermook.
Yeah. When it's not on the flank, keys cost -1. So if I put something else over here, keys go to down to 5.
Yeah.
Which, after those last 2 games, I'm not so sure I want to do that. I might be playing on the left flank for the rest of this game.
Fair enough.
But I will draw 4 cards, and we'll see.
And then we'll resolve the early bird.
All right. Well, the early bird. This fate is Perch, the most powerful friendly creature. My mushroom man. He was doing so well.
I mean, he was off to a pretty good start.
He was huge.
He was pretty big.
Oh, well. Easy come, easy go, I guess. I should take that attitude more often. It would help.
I'm going to play Untamed. I'm going to play Consult the Bones. We're each going to discard the top. Oh, no, wait, hold on. First, I play the Mushroom Man. Then I'm going to play Consult the Bones.
You couldn't handle my Mushroom Man, but you got your own?
I do. We're going to both discard the top card of our deck, and for each card discarded this way, I'm going to resolve its bonus icons as if I had played it. But bam! Nothing. I have an Amber and a discard. Amber, and we're going to discard Refit, because no. And then Consult the Bones goes to discard. And then I'm going to play Prince Bufo, because I don't see getting to use him for a key cheat anytime soon.
What's it? Fate? Your opponent forges a key at turn. Oh, wow. That's kind of...
But I don't see that happening urgently. Yeah, but I like the other side of that one. What do we got here? Okay. I'm going to put this card under Science Point to yes.
The end of your opponent's turn. If they have Amber in their pool equal to or greater than the current key cost. Huh. Well, it's going to be a couple turns before I pull that off, but...
No, and this actually shouldn't be on it, because that's not what that marker means.
Alright.
It could be faster if you put a creature on either side of Fog Mermook.
Yes. Indeed. Well, I'm going to go into Sanctum, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do after that. I mean, I guess I can put Barista Joyer out there. That's fun.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to use Burning Glare to stun your Mushroom Man, at least slow him down a little bit.
But he got mushrooms. He brought the shrooms.
Let me see your discard pile, if you don't mind.
Oh, man.
Interesting. Guess I want to play Broken Intent and Purge. Why don't I Purge? Oh, it's tough. It's one of these. Because I can only Purge an action.
Mm-hmm.
Let's Purge Consult the Bones.
Okay.
Retrofit might not be a bad choice, but it's doing theoretically less. Hard to say. Anyway. Grave Warden has deploy, but I'm going to put him on the flank anyway.
Okay. Ready a neighboring Sanctum? But it's
after fight after read.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You can't do it right away.
Yeah.
Unlike the Grey Rider yesterday.
Yep. I was thinking that was a little sooner, so I guess that ends my turn, but at least he's got a target for that in some future turn. Past turn. Huh.
I think I'm going to play Untamed. Cool. Unstun the Mushroom Man. The Mushroom Man. We're not going to fight with Bufo, because, no.
Sure.
No.
Bufo can take him.
I'll play Dark Influence and discard the top card of my deck. It is not a mutant creature, so nothing else happens.
Alright.
Then I will play Consult the Bones, and I will discard the top card of both of our decks and resolve the pips as if I had played it.
I purged that.
Neither of them have any pips.
Should have purged a better card, I guess.
Perhaps. Yeah, that's really good. I'm going to put out the early bird. I'm going to put a card under it. And I will draw 3 and pass.
Okay. I'm going to go into Untamed. I'm going to put out Jervy, who's got a damage cap, so I guess I'll take out Buko.
No!
Play out Flary.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, Flare's pretty cool.
I'll use Persistence Hunting to tap down enemy Untamed. And my Fog Marmook. Where's my key cost a bit? He'll also reap while I'm at it. And is that it? Did I do the thing? Yeah, I guess so. Check at 6.
Both of my cards go off in your choice of order.
Oh. Let's do this one first. Remove wards from each friendly creature. Alright. And destroy each friendly creature does not share a house with at least one of its neighbors.
That will also do nothing.
Oh, fair. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
And I draw 3. I should have done that first. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of feels like these are just pretty art for my deck.
Jeez.
I think this deck might have more scrap effects than it does fate effects.
I'm going to play Star Alliance. Refit just for the amber. CW2 she just for the amber. Gosh, I'd really like to do that sooner than that. Guess I'll do this. Put that under the early bird. And I'll draw 3 cards.
Alright, my turn then?
Yeah, and you'll forge for 5.
Hooray.
Indeed.
Oh, started my turn at game 1.
You do.
It's a neat card. That even happens for the Forge of Key stat.
It does.
It could catch some people off guard if they're not paying attention. I guess it's time to see what I got. See if I recognize any of it. That's fair. Forgot about that one. Certainly an option. I guess I can look at them along the way as well. I think I'm going to go on Untamed.
Okay.
And I will search my deck for a card and put it in my hand, which is an after reap, so first.
Yeah, I always forget that Jeremy's a tutor.
He's interesting. Not too bad.
3rd tutor in the game. I do like the borderless art. Would love to see a special borderless deck. Could be cool.
There's several reasons why that one might. Fully healing use a friendly. Scary stuff.
Yeah, you tapped down my Mushroom Man, though. Complicated the process.
Yeah. Search your card for deck, put it in your hand. I think that's the card I want.
Okie doke.
Shuffle.
It doesn't say, but you do shuffle whenever you search. It's an assumed rule in KeyForge. You don't have to state it.
Part
It
of
just
searching.
happens.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Part of search is shuffle.
Part of shuffle is a thing's gut.
Indeed.
Okay. So, here's where things get a little crazy. Bogworm reaps. Clary reaps.
Mm-hmm.
That puts me in check again.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not done.
Shock.
Second derby.
Okay.
Lost in the woods.
Okay.
So I am gonna take, I guess, both of these and both of those. I kind of want to keep Joy around, but who's she stopping from reaping? This is scary. Although he's not on a flank anymore, so that's a little less good, unfortunately.
Meh, it was
Maybe I should
two-sided
have gotten
anyway.
rid of something else. Well, I guess I still got the flurry to gain 1 at the beginning of it. Yeah. I think I can make it work for me either way. It's not bad. And then I draw 1 new card and check at 6 for key.
Early bird goes off.
Huh. I put him into play under my control. Oh.
Exhausted.
Hooray. Key cost goes down again.
Yeah. You were supposed to end that turn with more creatures, not less.
Mm-hmm.
Which
5 creatures isn't a bad number. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I figured you probably would be. I don't know.
Yeah, this is like
Chew
the
on my
opposite.
hat and call it a game.
It's
like,
crazy how the last game was one-sided because you were so fast. This game's one-sided because you're just not even moving.
Who's been tapping down my creatures, putting them back in my deck?
It's been a lot of control. I mean, Lost in the Woods, Persistence Hunting, Burning Glare. The one stood against many wasn't great for you either.
No. You just been.
Yeah, you have not been building a big wide board, and I've had the tools to deal with a little board.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I wanted to build a big wide board. I just can't. It's not good. It's not any good, but it's all I got. So I'll play Untamed. I'll play Windrow Composting to shuffle a card from my discard into my deck.
Alright.
Jeez, I don't know. I'll grab the Consult the Bones with an Amber Pip on it, because at least it gets me an Amber, if nothing else.
Interesting game. Is he talking about our current game?
I suppose so, yeah. There's a Fog Murmook.
Okay. Then lower the key cost even more.
Not if I can't play 2 creatures. There's a Mog. He deals 4 damage to each creature with power 5 or higher.
I don't have any of those.
Yeah, I thought you might not.
That's a good card, though. I mean, kinda. It doesn't kill any of them unless they're already damaged, but...
Yeah.
And he can also stun each friendly creature of power 5 or higher. Okay. It's an interesting card. Maybe not. Maybe good's the wrong term for it.
Something, but it's not anything special. I'll put that under Science Point to yes. And
at the end of your opponent's turn, if they have Amber in their pool equal or greater than the current key cost. Okay, fair enough.
That's it.
Alright, so I will forge for 5.
Game 1 first, but yes.
Indeed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't ready.
He does
He's
not.
stuck. Terrible. What's he doing over there? I'm gonna go Untamed again.
Yeah. Grab 2 anythings out of your deck.
Yeah, 2 for those reaps, and then 2 more for the reaps that let me search my deck.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well take that one. And I'm gonna take that one.
Oh, I should have checked. I do have 5.
Oh, okay.
So those, you only get 2. So those are the 2.
Yes, okay. Unless I change my mind, which I might. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this one behind and take this one instead. It just makes more sense considering the exact situation you just mentioned. Alright, finally gonna use a fate. I'm gonna trust my feelings. Name a house. Next time everyone chooses the named house. The next time you call Untamed, fill that.
Neat.
I will play a Windrow Composting. Yeah, game 1. I will put it on this dude. He's less important. Shuffle card. I'll shuffle my Lost in the Woods back.
Yep.
That's all I have. Pass turn.
Game.
You got nothing to stop me?
My only amber control required you to put more creatures in play!
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that card. We talked about that card.
Yeah. But you just wouldn't. You just refused flatly to put more creatures in play. I had to even give you one, and it still wasn't enough.
But these ones are so good, I didn't need any more.
You had no others? You literally just couldn't get any more when you searched? You just were like, nah, there are no more.
In Untamed? That guy's a critter.
You didn't play him. And I'm guessing he's Bufo.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you got Untamed, I was going to put him on the spot.
Yeah.
Also, the other card that I had to give up in order to take that amber away from you was my... Oh, I do have Chonkers. I could have gotten Chonkers.
He's terrible.
Lateral Shift was the other card. But chances are next turn I'd have been searching for Lost in the Woods Lateral Shift, which you would have not been pleased with either way.
I don't really see anything in this deck that's really that great.
That one is yours.
I mean, even Memolith's not incredible.
Well, I don't think this deck is likely to do that every game. I think that was an immense fluke of you not being able to do anything about my board repeatedly for a long time.
I just don't really have anything I can do about anyone's board. Except I have a couple of fate effects that are board control fate effects, but they didn't work. Also, I'm so sick of refit already. I've only opened 2 decks, and I already never want to see a refit again. I'm actually thrilled that it has a fate effect, because that means it'll never get reprinted outside of this set.
Wow. Okay.
Like...
So what do you think? Do you want to run it back again, or do you want to...
we can try it one more time. Maybe this can do something.
I mean, you gave me a retry when your deck trounced me.
Maybe this can do... Yeah, but you know what? You know what never happened in either of the 2 games we played in Crucible Clash? You never got fully shut out. You did, in fact, forge a key both games.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of forced it that time. I put you into a position where I could just take away that one little amber.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I feel like this could be a
very different from the first one.
Yeah, I feel like this could be a very different game. I'm not saying it will be. I'm saying it very much could be.
I just don't think this has anything worthwhile.
I've never really gotten the opportunity to play with Jervy before. I know he's a reprint, but dang,
he's good.
If you leave him be, oh boy.
I couldn't do anything about him.
Yeah. No, I
I'd have happily
your Mushroom
about.
Man was just the brunt of all. You took away my mushroom man, and then I took away yours too.
I had
Just
no idea I
in
was
a
going to
very
end up
different
purging.
way.
I had no idea I was going to end up purging a mushroom man. Could have been anything.
Yeah.
Forged or unforged?
Forged.
Unforged.
Alright.
Play again. Come on. Give me anything.
Huh.
You know, okay. You know what, deck? We're going to trust the process. If you screw me, I'm going to be pissed. But we're going to trust the process.
This Bufo seems like a really strong card, actually.
He's got some use, but he's not, like, ridiculous. I'm going to play a Memolith.
Okay, that's a good start.
And I'm going to put a card under the early bird.
Okay.
Draw one, pass.
I'm going to go Untamed and get off to a very good start.
Yeah.
And fortunately for you, not gain any amber this turn.
I noticed that.
Yeah. But I'll probably gain some next turn, so just wait.
I'm going to play Untamed. I'm going to activate Memolith, and I'm going to put Penance of Balance under it.
Oh dear. There's the combo you said you wanted.
Yeah. It was in my starting hand, so we're going to see if we can do it.
Oh, that means if I don't gain some amber, my critters all die.
Correct. And if you do gain some amber, but it's not more amber than you have critters, then I will start causing you to lose amber equal to the difference.
So I should probably... Let me read that quick, just to make sure I understand. Yeah, you would get to choose which of my creatures are dying.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Very. I'll play Dark Influence, gaining an amber, discarding the top card of my deck. It is a mutant, so I gain another one.
Can you do that when you've already done the Memolith action?
Oh,
Untamed.
It's Untamed.
I miss those picks so often.
Yeah.
That like blends right into the background from my angle.
I will play a Mog. I'll discard Prince Bufo, and then I'll play Invigorating Shower, naming Untamed to shuffle my Untamed cards back into my deck.
Besides Bufo, what was the other one?
The Dark
Got
Magician.
it. Got it.
Ready? Draw 5.
Let me read this one more time. There are more enemy creatures than one can. So I need to gain more than I have critters.
Correct. You get 1 just for starting your turn.
I have done that. Okay. This is where things get hairy. But I gotta go Untamed again, or I'm not gonna have anywhere near enough amber. So. Play out Chonkers. We'll play out Lateral Shift. Look at your hand, and I get to play one of the cards as though we're mine. Ooh, Future Booster might be nice, especially since I'm Omni. It's probably the choice. Play a card in hands that were yours. Yep. Then, Jervy's Reap.
Have fun with the combo. No, I won't. I'm never going to get to use it this game. He got too many Untamed creatures instantly. Even though I got the combo online, it will do absolutely nothing ever. He's going to forge all 3 of his keys before I ever have a chance to even use it. And if I get 1 key, it will be sure dumb luck or a misplay.
Huh. Well, that's harsh.
It's the truth. Because you got too many Untamed creatures too quick and always a way to stay ahead of the curve. Just nothing to be done about it. Also, Chonkers gets a power counter when he comes in.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
All right. I pulled Lost in the Woods. I'm going to play it.
Yep.
So Prince Bufo and Chonkers are going to go away. Oh, Bufo can reach first.
Yep. Nope, this combo's going nowhere at all. Even though I had it in my starting hand and thought maybe that would be
Enough.
something. Not even enough. I would have loved it to do anything. And it's just not gonna. Alright, draw until you're ready, and then you play the early bird. Or play the thing under the early bird.
It is. Oh, it gives me a critter.
Yep. Which is totally irrelevant. Because it's just never gonna matter.
Okay.
He is exhausted. For the no value that it generates.
Alright.
I'm gonna play Untamed. It's terrible, but it's like all I've got that's even kind of playable. Consult the bones. We're both gonna discard the top card of our deck. No pips on mine, no pips on yours. Neat. Draw 3.
Equal or greater than the current key cost. Okay. I will forge for 5.
Yep.
I will go on Tame.
He even stole my fucking Future Booster, which was like the best thing I had. It's the only thing I didn't play last turn. Because I wasn't in the right house and I didn't feel like putting it under a prophecy.
Why don't we keep the Fog Marmot going? So I'm going to put it over here. And he might as well damage this guy. Although he's going to get weaker and weaker over time. That's even more reason to keep him going good for the moment. Let's do Jervy. Because after Jervy, I can Future Booster without screwing up my deck's shape or size or whatever. Grab the other Jervy. Play out that Jervy, damage this guy again. Read 2 more times. Activate the Future Booster. That's not going to help me. Draw a card at end of turn. Everything readies up.
Resolve signs point to yes.
Remove all my wards.
Yep. Because I needed cards out of my hand.
That's how I usually do it.
Star Alliance. Refit, the most worthless card of all time. That's not true. That's not true. Magda the Rat is the most useless card of all time. She is absolute, utter trash who exists only to defeat her own purpose.
Ouch.
Scout Pete, let me look at my top card. I guess. I don't think it's going to matter, but sure. Navigator Ali's got to draw a pip. I'll draw the card I just looked at, then I'll look at the top 3 and put them back in any order. I'm going to draw. I don't like that, but at least it might work. Alright. Put those back. Check at 5, draw 2.
Alright. Gain my number at start of turn, forge for 5.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I see what this deck has to offer, and what it has to offer is pretty darn reliable top deck control. But, like, so what? Like, what do I do with that?
Future booster. I'll need that. If you call Star Alliance.
Is it a Bufo?
Yes.
Scoop.
Okay.
Star Alliance was the only house that had any chance of doing anything.
Yeah, this deck, once it gets going, is oppressive.
No. This deck has shit for board control. A tiny bit of removal solved the problem easily.
Just didn't have it.
And I had none. None at all. Not a drop of usable board removal.
Yeah.
Also, you had an incredible start, and even though I thought my start was going to be decent, yours just hard countered mine. It was just like mathematically, you just countered my entire play and stole my best card.
Right. That's the only thing I didn't do was steal your anomaly. But I might as well have, because you didn't get to use it.
I did not. My actions are just terrible. They just are bad. Like, the thing that this deck is okay at, and I'll show you because it is actually pretty alright at it, is top deck control. But, like, who cares? Top deck control has never been a usable strat in KeyForge.
I can see why people were doing very well with Jersey Witch Queen decks. That'd be a bit of problem.
Oh yeah, that's the closest thing I have to board control, and it either has to sit on the board for a turn and not get killed, which, I mean, I guess this and that can theoretically make that more likely, but...
Creatures used to fight. If it destroyed, okay.
And I've got a couple of these guys, but they're in a different house, and so I can't even, like...
Yeah. I did a lot like you did, where I was actually putting those guys down for their fate effect just to get them out of my hand to get things moving. Yeah. In my other deck.
I mean, in this deck, it's not terrible, because, I mean, there's a Shrix, which could be pretty decent.
Yeah, this deck is like, I've got Untamed, and I don't care about anything else, because, holy cow.
But, like, so, you never saw the Ragatha, but Ragatha and Fallen Sovereign can force your creature count up a little bit, and therefore, hopefully, make this combo viable. But, like, they just didn't.
Yeah. Interesting.
Like, I have a lot of nothing that does nothing. Like, one of the things that really stood out to me right away, and I did mention it right away, is Memolith has nothing in terms of actions worth grabbing. Like, genuinely, my actions are terrible. I've got 3 copies of Refit, which all it would do is move an upgrade and play to another creature. But I have no upgrades in my deck, and you have no upgrades in your deck. It doesn't get pips.
It doesn't get the pips.
It's just the play effect.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah. Vial of Mutation, but I have no way of capitalizing on my opponent having mutants, so that doesn't help. There's another refit. Invigorating Shower is not a bad choice normally, but this one has an Amber Pip on it, which it doesn't usually have.
Yeah.
So that's actually kind of a feels bad. Avenging Aura, garbage. Another refit, garbage. Windrow Composting isn't terrible, but it's not any good, really.
Well, in my deck, Windrow Composting was really interesting because I could...
Because you had Jervies.
Yeah, I could use a Windrow Composting, put something back into my deck, use the second Jervy to go get it.
But I've got no Jervies.
Yeah.
Dark Influence... Poop. Consult the Bones.
Yeah.
Consult the Bones. Like, Penance Balance is the best choice, and it's still pretty bad.
Yeah, because if you can't set up the board right, it doesn't really do anything for you.
So the first time I read Penance Balance, and to be honest, I don't think this
I had to reread that card like 3 times to actually understand what it was doing. It's a little tricky.
The first time I read it, I thought what it said is... X is the difference between the number of creatures your opponent controls and the amber in their pool. Like, I thought it didn't care which one was more.
Yes, but since you have to have more creatures.
Right.
If you've got amber generation through the roof, it does nothing.
Or even just amber generation outstripping your number of creatures. Which is not hard.
Well, the trick with that is... Well, after I forge, my number of amber in my pool should drop to a reasonable level again. But it didn't because...
Well, if you had any amber left over after forging, and you're playing a single house, then you can stay above pretty much indefinitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Yeah, what's the single house thing? It was the fact that my pain was going so...
I don't think that would have been a busted version of this card. I feel like a version that's just like, what's the difference between the amount of amber they have and the creatures on their board? Cool, you can either destroy creatures equal to the difference, or you lose amber equal to the difference.
Definitely would have been more dangerous, yeah.
I mean, it's already a rare.
The fact that all I have to do is keep my creature count high and it does nothing.
Keep your creature count low. Low and it does nothing.
Or keep my amber count high.
Right. Right.
Which is, yeah, it doesn't quite work as intended.
Now, I mean, they put an amber pip on it, I assume, because they felt like it wouldn't work some of the time.
And it doesn't work most of the time.
Correct. It's way too easy to play around.
Dang. That's harsh.
This deck is...
Not good.
Upsetting.
I actually feel like I just got, exactly what I needed both those.
I just don't even feel like your deck's especially incredible. I feel like mine's just especially bad. You know? Because a little bit of board control. Then again, maybe the board control in this set is just bad. Maybe there just isn't good board control.
Unlike last set?
Unlike last set, when the spot removal was everywhere. Which, I mean, I guess is an okay change. Because the spot removal was really strong in Amber Skies. But, this game needs board control. This game without board control is...
Yeah.
Just...
No, going ham with 2 Jervies was a little much. That was harsh.
This game without board control doesn't balance because all of the creatures are designed with the idea that they're not going to last. You know? And so if all of a sudden they start lasting indefinitely because there's just no way to get rid of them...
Mm-hmm. I guess I'm cleaning up. You were playing...
No, that's fine. No, I think that's everything I definitely wanted to cover. So,
did you want to try to look up that other game people were talking about?
I'll look it up later off stream.
You don't need to...
No, I don't think we need to take everybody's time.
Reaction, whatever.
Thank you guys so much for coming along for this. It's been a lot of fun. I think Prophetic Visions is... I think it does what they wanted it to do. It's disruptive.
Yeah.
It's quick. It's quick-paced.
Might be a little unbalanced.
I think it might be a little weak, is I think my takeaway. I feel like Prophetic Visions overall might actually be a little anemic, because it focuses so hard on disrupting what your opponent's doing, but it has no way of knowing what your opponent's going to do reliably, and so it just kind of, tries to guess, and because it's so focused on messing up your opponent instead of actually advancing its own plan, it doesn't really advance its own plan well enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did feel like so far, and I guess this isn't unusual. I felt like my amber control was a little weak. That I was purely having to operate in racing mode for the most part. But
Yeah. So that's a fair point. It feels like it was designed to be taken into a meta instead of played sealed.
Interesting.
So it was designed to try to fix the Archon meta, not to be played in sealed.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
But that does feel like what happened. Is that it's designed to fix a broken Archon meta, not to be fun to play against itself.
I guess the question is, will it actually do that?
I think the right decks can, and the people who play in high-level Archon will find the right decks.
Okay.
But, unlike Grim Reminders, where the right deck was like 1 in 12.
Yeah, I guess if you've got some fate card that says, if you forge a key and then you put their turn fate underneath of it, then all of a sudden I'm going to cheat 3 keys in one turn thing just stops.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of your combo.
Oh yeah, they definitely put out one of the fates for the specific purpose of combo breaking. It's called Cosmic Recompense, and when the prophecy that it's under resolves, for the remainder of the turn, the current player cannot play, use, or discard cards. So that fate is for combo breaking.
So they've got scrap effects and...
No, they don't, because you can't discard.
Oh.
No play, no use, no discard.
Pass?
Yeah. End turn, ready, pass. But that's for breaking up all of the ridiculous Grim Reminders combos that are choking the meta.
Okay, I see it.
And that's why they kept that card even though it needed a nerf, because originally it just said they end their turn.
Yeah.
Which means you don't get to ready, you don't get to draw up, you don't get any of your end of turn effects.
That'd be a little much, probably.
So they nerfed it, but they didn't get rid of it because it was too critical to...
what they were trying to accomplish.
Yeah, to balancing out the meta, because they needed something that would just say, combo broken, knock it off.
Yeah.
Which I understand why they needed combo broken, knock it off, because they refused to errata or ban combo broken stuff.
We've talked about it a few times, that basically every key cheat needs to purge itself. That wouldn't fix all the problems.
Like a bare minimum.
Yeah.
Bare minimum solution. But like even that doesn't solve everything, but it would help. But like honestly, I think one of the most substantial problems is that in here somewhere is just ridiculously potent. It just is. It's just way, way, way too much value. Especially for a card that can come in triplicates or quadruplicates.
Which card again?
In here somewhere.
I'm not sure I remember that one.
It's a Geistoid card with an Amber Pip on it that says, if you're haunted, archive 2 cards from your discard pile, otherwise discard the top 5 cards of your deck.
Right, the archived one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that card is so strong.
Especially if you have multiples.
Yeah.
Because you have multiples, then even if it doesn't archive, it will let you use your others to archive.
Yeah.
Because you're going to discard 5 cards, and you're going to lose the 6th card that is in here somewhere itself.
Yeah.
Like, it just does too much. If you took the Amber Pip off of it, that would go a long way. Because then cycling in here somewheres would not... It would be like a Logos efficiency cycle. Most Logos efficiency cycles don't generate Amber, they just generate card value.
Yeah.
But this generates card value, it gives you deck velocity, and it generates Amber. And it can come in triples or quadruples.
Yeah, kind of like the Ghoul Keeping Echofly combo wouldn't really do much if Ghoul Keeping didn't have an Amber Pip on it.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit of a weird choice, because normally an Amber Pip is for when you aren't getting an action out of a card.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you're not guaranteed to get value that will push you towards the end game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Geistoid just has several actions that just feel like they should not have Amber Pips on them. Minimum change. Maybe they should be nerfed beyond that. But then again, I get a lot of pushback when I say that kind of thing, because like the Archons Corner guys really like a lot of those pips, and Amber Meaties likes them, and they're like, well, these cards actually advance the game state, and if they didn't have that, they wouldn't advance the game state. And I'm like, maybe not, but like they advance the game
I feel
state
like the
too
only
quickly.
way to stop the game state from advancing is to introduce an overabundance of loss to the game. Because there are so many ways to gain amber. Just with the pips on the cards.
Yeah.
Creatures just reaping.
Yeah.
Every single creature can do. It's like the game state is not going to stagnate unless you start taking away more amber than you're generating.
Well, and the fact that in here somewhere can pretty darn reliably archive your key cheat and the other card you need to pull off the key cheat.
Yeah.
No matter what house your key cheat's in. You can almost always just say, there's my key cheat and the other thing I need to pull off. And that ends up
being in the same boat as your other deck, where you're able to combo off every other turn.
Yeah.
You have one turn of setup, you combo off. One turn of setup, you combo off.
Yeah.
And if your opponent isn't allowed to interact with that, that can be...
Which is the whole point, I think, of Prophetic Visions, is it lets your opponent interact. It gives them an opportunity to say, whoa, stop what you're doing, and here's a thing that's going to disrupt your combo and make you have to knock it off.
Yeah.
And while I understand that that's good for the meta and healthy, I do think it might have resulted in a set that's a little anemic overall, in a broad sense. Like, there'll be specific decks, for sure. But I think overall, the set's a little anemic. And I think the Prophetic Visions versus Prophetic Visions sealed environment is going to be one of the least fun sealed environments we've had in a long time. Because Amber Skies was fun against itself.
Yes.
And Prophetic Visions was even fun against itself. It was kind of annoying. Grim Reminders.
Okay.
Sorry, Grim Reminders. Grim Reminders was fun against itself. It was a little annoying that in a full sealed environment, whoever pulled Key Abduction Winds of Death was going to win the whole tournament. Yeah. And that was just the way it is.
Yeah, I remember in the Grim Reminders sealed event that we did around here, I pulled the Island of Misfit Toys and some other good Geistoid stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, my deck looks strong. And then other people's Geistoid was so crazy powerful that just ran me right over.
Yeah.
It's like, the Geistoid that looks good compared to other older sets is the mediocre Geistoid.
Yeah.
The high-end Geistoid is crazy.
Yeah. And I just, like, I noticed that Grim Reminders against Grim Reminders was mostly pretty fun. But the high end was just so much above the rest of it. And I feel like this set is kind of the opposite, where it's a little less fun and the low end is just really, really low.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Prophetic Visions is so fiddly about the way the prophecies specifically interact with the fates, that if you get prophecies that don't synergize with your fates, or just bad fates, or just bad prophecies, you kind of just do nothing.
And that's kind of how I felt in that other game, is I played out a prophecy once each game.
Yeah.
And it was always, when you choose this specific house, I chose the house you already had represented in play, I forge immediately.
And win the game.
Yeah. And I only did that those two times with those two cards. So my other prophecy in that deck is basically, which card do I want to purge from my deck?
Yeah.
And that's basically all that other prophecy's for, because I can't really use it for anything else. And the Bufo under the other card is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it just depends on how reliable that is. That might just be the way that deck does its prophecies, is this card under this prophecy, don't care about anything else.
Well, and if the board removal in this set really is kind of subpar, which I wouldn't be surprised by, because the board removal in Amber Skies did not have a meaningful effect on Grim Reminders. Grim Reminders was still able to win, even though Amber Skies had a lot of targeted board removal.
Yeah.
Because Grim Reminders doesn't use a board to win. It doesn't. It wins without one.
And I understand why they'd be a set behind the curve, because by the time a set is released, they're well into the development of the next set.
Sure.
Because they have to be, because they've spent all that time in the...
Right.
Yeah.
But if this creates a balanced Archon environment, but makes sealed less fun, like their most popular format, the one that gets played the most, the one that the most people show up to play,
maybe that's why they tried to do Archon Clash at the same time.
Oh, Crucible
Or
Clash?
Crucible Clash, yeah. But the Crucible Clash, my one experience thus far, which granted that's not a lot of data to go off of,
Yeah.
but my one experience thus far is that is wildly imbalanced, and
Oh, yeah.
that scares me.
I think it's kind of, like, supposed to be wildly unbalanced.
Okay. I have a real issue though with my opponent's crazy powerful card benefits them enormously, and my crazy powerful card benefits them enormously. That's a bad combo.
Well, yes. I think that they made that card two-sided because letting you forge 2 keys a turn is nuts. And if your opponent can't also do it, then maybe that's just too good. But then again, they put out a card in Prophetic Visions that is one-sided. You can forge 2 keys a turn. So, like...
Is there a new comment?
No. Everybody's just listening to us soak up time. Yeah.
Okay.
So we just shout at each other. Anyway, that's all I had. I don't have anything else prepared. We went through the name decks. We went through the guaranteed anomaly decks. We played a Crucible Clash. I showed you the preview cards. I told you about my awesome deck. Are you going to try to win this thing? Is it on your to-do list?
I think I'm going to comment and
like some videos.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I already did that.
Fair enough. And I think it's going to be really cool. I'm going to do my very, very best not to look at it at all.
I'll unsubscribe on one video and they'll subscribe on the other.
No, see, because that's not how it works.
That's at least half points, right?
No, see, because no, it's not how it works. And then, a few weeks wait and I'll put this out. They're well into development of the next set because they try to release too many sets a year. If they took out the bonus sets, that might not be true.
Yeah, 2 sets a year is not at all bad.
Well, and even if we count Vault Masters, we say 3 sets a year.
Well, Vault Masters are all reprints.
I know, but fair to count.
But you're right; they are doing basically double that.
Yeah,
they're basically doing double what FFG did, but with a far smaller team,
and more than double because they're doing a normal set with a special set for each Gamefound, and the Discovery this year, and they did the Vault Masters, so like it's almost triple.
Yeah.
What FFG was doing.
Yeah.
With a much, much smaller team. It's just not sustainable. It's not good. I like that this deck came out with a great name. Reaver, what's up, Archon? Possibly yours to own.
Yeah, it's got a pretty nice looking Archon too.
It does. It's got a pretty nice looking Archon. It's got a pretty okay name. The house combination is...
He looks like a Reaver.
Okay.
He's about to reave something.
He's going to reave them cheeks. So yeah. I will see you guys soon. You probably won't. You'll probably hear from me like maybe once before Portland. I've got a couple of videos I'm working on that I want to put out. I might get to it. I might not. If I don't, I am sorry. It's been really crazy over here. I've been busy doing stuff constantly. Yeah, that's all I have for you today. So until next time, later, Archons.